Who? Who's really who? Mm, 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 mm. Oh my god. Yo! What is going on? What is going on, man? What's up? What's up? What's up with y'all? Hold on, let me get this. Let me get this shit situated real quick. My bad if I killed your eardrums, my guy. Hold on. Oh my god. Yo, man. What up with y'all, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hold on, let me go ahead and get this clip up real quick, bro. Curve from my surgery, fam. Damn. Happy you able to recover, brother. I'm happy you able to recover. Man, what a day, man. What a day this been, man. What a day, man. Not gonna lie, I'm definitely not beating the low demics. Will the live be saved? My phone is about to die. Yeah, all my lives are saved. You'll be able to come back and watch it. Yeah, I'm not personally beating the low demics allegations, brother. I'm not. I do got some splaining to do. Hey man, I cannot lie. I never will. Oh man. Oh brother. Um, what a day this has been, man.
What happened with under?
Okay. Now I want to see the whole stream. Here we go. All right, cool. Um, first and foremost, everybody's asking where I've been, how things going. It's been fantastic. We got the house. I think I said this last time, so it is officially secured. This will actually be my last stream in this house. If I do one more stream, it will be like a quick one. Something crazy would have to happen. So this is going to be the last stream in this house. Getting everything situated. Packers and movers coming in and stuff like that. I think we get the keys hopefully tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then after that. Yeah, if Braun gets traded or signed and trade or he signs or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Without a doubt, we'll hop on here. But outside of that, no, this is gonna be a last one because I don't want to necessarily. I don't want to necessarily like go too crazy. Also, I was gonna stream earlier, like 20, 30 minutes earlier. Apparently, Caitlin Clark is like fucking hooping out of her mind right now. So I was just letting the game play out a little bit just in case y'all are watching it. But apparently, she's like going fucking bananas. So I was gonna let niggas like get that shit off. Yeah, Raquel is upstairs right now. You already know how she give it up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know how Raquel getting up. So yeah, she was going crazy. I got a bachelor pad. No, brother, I'm in a committed relationship. I'm moving in with a woman in my life. I mean, it's not a bachelor pad. Those days are behind me. I will say this. You know what I'm saying? I will say this, bro. So for those who nigga told me on matter of fact, let me get the hold on, let me get a screenshot real quick so we can, you know what I'm saying, really get this together. A nigga was telling me man, I really remember when you were Agent's editor. I was like, nigga, you got me fucked up, nigga. I've never in my life been Agent's editor. What the fuck are you talking about? Hold on. Let me get this clip real quick, man. Yo, we live, man. About to chop it up with this Gilbert McCants back and forth. The update is here. I've been waiting and saving all of this for this stream, so come on through, my boy. All right. As we kind of let people funnel in, this move is gonna be like pretty massive in the scope of like where I've been for like most of my life over the past like 7 years. Cause it's genuinely been a long 7 years. I'm not gonna bore you with all the details because the details to me are fairly pointless, to be honest with you. But yeah, like for the first time in basically 7 years, I'm not only like not creating content with really anyone outside of myself, because even when I wasn't creating content with like Agent, I had Player's Choice, AMP and stuff like that. And so there has been there has been, living situations that I've like put up on myself to put myself in more convenient spaces in the Metro Atlanta area to kind of like be around certain content creators. But cannot lie, bro, I'm getting too old for that, brother. We gotta be on the bigger and better things. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna be in Atlanta. I'm not like leaving Atlanta, but I don't necessarily. It's not necessary to put myself in proximity to a bunch of other content creators. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no rhyme or reason for me to do that. So I'm getting to the point where like, you know, it's it makes more sense, and I'm at a point in my life where, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't, no shot to Duke, but you know what I'm saying? Like a nigga getting a little too old. You know what I'm saying? Like we we at a point in our lives, man, where we growing up, trying to start a family, building things, you know what I'm saying? Putting ourselves in position. Also, for the people out there who was on I'm not Unk yet. I'm Big Bro. I ain't gonna lie. I heard somebody was explaining. I saw a TikTok where somebody was explaining it. I'm Big Bro, bro. I'm Big Bro. Niggas say you 41. Okay. Um, but yeah, I'm at a point where it just makes it just don't make no sense. Like there's no rhyme or reason for me to be around and be in proximity. Also, some of that stuff at Streamer U kind of further provided evidence to why I've slowly drifted away. Um, yeah, what happened to Max and a bunch of niggas? Ain't gonna lie, bro. Niggas doing any and everything. Man, let me put this out first. Let me put this out. And more. All right, bro. The amount of like when people were because I think a lot of people saw on Streamer University like how many people were just doing and saying any and everything. Okay, there go 2 for 1. Low really sounding like a rich nigga. I'm finally caught up to you, man. It's crazy, man. It took me over 10 years to catch up to you, 2 for 1. It's crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It was what happened at Streamer University between that weird nigga talking about um what we said about Max, and then everybody kind of just doing stuff for like clip farming and stuff like that, and what they deem as content just to get a bunch of views. I ain't gonna lie, I peeped that a while ago when AMP started to rise and stuff like that. And I'm when I was involved with AMP, these are people that I've known for a very long time. In particular, Agent. Like I've known him for over a decade. I knew Agent before AMP started. I knew him before he started making other content like streaming. I knew him before he even got outside of like my GM content on 2K. Like I've known him for a very long time. I've known Davis for a very long time, to the point where he was a part of the plans for us to live together. I've known Phantom for a good second as well. Shout out to Waleed, of course. Like I've known these people for a very long time. So when I was like creating content with them, and even like Duke and Kai, when I first met them, it wasn't through the sense of like we're creating content. Like they just came over to the crib and we were just chilling and just yapping and talking it up, right? So these are people I actually genuinely know. So when I get around people that I genuinely know, it's like, oh, let me say that when I get around people that I genuinely know, and there's a bunch of other people who genuinely do not know these people, who don't know them, who only know them as these individuals, it gets tiresome sometimes being around. This is not even like a them problem. Like it does get tiresome being around I am Davis instead of Davis. It's tiresome sometimes being around, you know, Agent instead of Dean. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not even like their fault. It's just that like we have to like constantly be in like this mode of we have to be in this constant mode of like content creators and being who we are and fitting in with whatever like dynamic the environment calls for, you know what I'm saying? And that right there was like very frustrating. And then to see not only are people like adjusting who they are to fit in within the dynamic of these other people that are trying to be a part of, I guess, what many people call like on the internet, like the orbit. Then it was also like you niggas is just doing a whole bunch of extra shit. So there's a lot of times because especially like as of late where I'm not around as often, and so I'm like interacting with people who are like I don't even want to say like Lil Bro and me, but almost like who are you? Like, oh, that's nice who you are. That's cool. Like, okay. And then like I get to see that side of them, and then as soon as like Agent or Kai or Phantom turns the corner, they're just like a completely different person. And it's like, nigga, that's weird, bro. That's odd. That's like very odd. Like very odd. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that was just like weird, and I start peeping at more and more and more of like people that were just around. And again, I don't. It's not even like their fault. It's just that those are the people who are trying to like climb the ladder, and none of these like interactions ever felt genuine at all. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't feel genuine, and so that right there was like even further indication of why I had to like let me step back a little bit because these niggas are just tripping, bro. They are like genuinely tripping. They talking a bunch of stuff that don't make any sense. This really and what really it really got to me when I think it was like last year when Agent and I were doing the one-on-one tournament where we were on stream and Jose Alvarado was there, a couple other YouTubers as well, and like some of the interactions I had with some of these YouTubers, it was like you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking to them having a normal conversation because in my mind, like, you're just a person to me. I don't know who you are. I can like actively see them trying to figure out opportunities, like to try to flip every conversation into like another opportunity. And then like as soon as like people don't really recognize me, it's like, oh, who are you? And it's like, bro, like I don't know what to tell you, brother. And I'm not even the type of nigga that be like, I'm on my snapback and my clapback is like to like put you in your place. Like, you don't know who I am? Like, a nigga, like, I'm not, and when I say who are you, I mean that somebody said that to me verbatim. And it's like, what does it even matter who I am? Like, I'm just having a conversation. We're like in the middle of the AMP kitchen right now. Like, what does this even fucking matter? what does this even matter, nigga? Like, I'm here, you're here, we're waiting to start the stream. Nigga, can you not hold a conversation with another human being without it having some type of leverage over the next thing to the next? And then what's even crazier is you know what's so crazy? But me getting egoed by somebody that isn't even as big as I am. That's the crazy part. It's just that you don't know who I am. That to me I was like, brother, I didn't look at who this was. Like, my nigga, you're not even like, my nigga, what are we doing right now? What are we doing right now? Like, seriously, like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing, my nigga? Like, what are we doing? I say all that to say, pivoting from that environment to where I'm at right now, I cannot lie, bro. I'm very, very happy where life is taking me, how everything is like materializing, and where I'm at is been great. These past 2-3 months have been amazing. And we about to make them even better, brother. Hey, man! Say, man! I don't know how much of this shit I'm gonna keep in the video. Y'all niggas keep calling me lower demics or whatever y'all want to call me. Not gonna lie, I ain't not beating the allegations. Cause today, it's a lot of shit to talk about, brother. It's a lot of stuff to talk about. But I will say this. I already knew my brother Gil, he wasn't going to disappoint. Hey, Gil wasn't going to disappoint. Gil wasn't going to disappoint. Now, I am trying to wrap this saga up. I'm trying to wrap it up, bro. I promise you I'm trying to wrap it up. But every single day, there seems to be something else. So last time, we talked about the whole Gil and Gil Arena and a whole bunch of other stuff. RASHAD MCCANTS decided to come out and give a bit of his side of the story, right? He decided to come out, tell his side, basically said that the reason why things fell apart is because Gil, he was ducking and he don't want this smoke. Despite the fact that there were official reports that Underdog as a whole has decided to collapse all of their original content. They decide to collapse it all. How you do not know that, I don't know. It's very odd to me, but it is, again, another indicator of how we are where we are right now with a lot of decisions that you continue to make in your career path. But since then, it has been more information before we get to this video. First and foremost, we're going to give a round of applause. Don't have a button yet, but round of applause to Gil, Josiah, if they bring on Nick Young, whoever, because it is now official. The new Gil's Arena is coming back. They partnered with Playmakers. Actually, let me find it. They decided to partner with Playmakers and put themselves in a position to not only still get the proper backing, but more importantly, put themselves in a position to where they're able to, continue to build and grow in a certain direction. And I hope that Gil learned from his mistakes. So, Gil's Arena podcast lands at Playmakers after Underdog exit. All of this came about after not only what RASHAD MCCANTS said, but this happened at Fanatics Fest. That's what it happened at. There was a bunch of podcasters that was out and about. They were enjoying themselves, having a grand old time, and that's where they broke the news. For those who are unfamiliar, For those who are unfamiliar with Playmakers, they are effectively a I would call them. Hold on. Turn it on. For those who are unfamiliar with Playmakers, they're basically another network that really prioritizes podcasting and giving opportunities. They also probably do brand deals as well with a bunch of other entities as well. But more importantly, they're just another company that hosts a lot of podcasts. Most podcasters are led with Player Podcast, and they have the portfolio of Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Shaquille O'Neal, Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp went over there. I want to say Angel Reese is over there as well. They have a really big conglomerate of talent. I'm gonna be honest with you. And actually, as I say that, let me do my research real quick. Y'all know how we give it up here. So there is Shaq. There's Brunson and Hart. Okay, y'all know about that one. Club Shay. Okay, the roommates, Nightcap. No fouls given. This right here. This is what the no fouls given is Paul Pierce and Danny Green, if I am not mistaken. Yeah, Paul Pierce and Danny Green. So they have a good roster underneath them. And normally, as you all can see at the top, DraftKings, they're basically just a network that provides situations and opportunities for backing.
Right? He might.
Well, they're just a network that provides a lot of ad revenue for you, so you don't have to go out there and provide it yourself and other opportunities. So congratulations to Gil. A lot of people were still trying to tell me how all of this was just nothing more but a ploy for them to have a major bounce back, and everybody is going to be back. Sadly but surely, that's not the case. Everything is done. So for the people out there who are still wondering if McCants is going to be back, it doesn't seem like that is the case. But if you need even more evidence of McCants being back or not, it seems as if like Gil gave us even more insight on what happened with Underdog and the disconnect. I've seen like a couple of minutes here and there. I paused it. I don't even want to say a couple of minutes. I've seen a few seconds of this, and I purposely paused it because I wanted to put ourselves in a position to where this is going to be a genuine response. Some of y'all are saying, check Brandon Jennings X. I don't think so. I don't think. You gotta leave guys like Gilbert Arenas alone on the internet. SMH, he's petty king man. He gonna keep going now. I saw that. I didn't see anything else though. I don't know if anything else happened. I don't know if anything else. I will say this. Shout out to BJ. I chopped it up with him not too long ago. He's in good hands, man. He's got some more opportunities on the way. So shout out to BJ. Hopefully all his endeavors are.
Add more detail.
Shout out to BJ. Hopefully all his endeavors are great. They said look at the replies. Hold on. Look at the replies, okay. Did he delete something or something like that? Look at the replies on what? On this right here? Imagine Rashad and BJ get their own show versus Gil's Arena. I don't want my own show. Niggas calling whole shit petty. This one, which one is it? Damn, someone just said what it was. Y'all dragging it. Oh, okay. I don't know if y'all got if y'all got something like specific, let me know. But let's go and get into this response, man.
Like when you already know the result, I just back into the joint.
Get my teeth.
What happened with Underdog, man? What happened with Gil's Arena? What's going on, man? We gotta know. I gotta put my journalism hat on, man. I gotta get the scoop. What happened to the show?
I wasn't on probation.
Okay.
And it was just like court was happening. I just walked out. I gotta take this shit.
You was a house arrest.
No, they tried to put. I just walked out. Okay. Right? You know what I mean? Like when you already know the result, I just walk out. Man, I already talked to the judge.
Okay.
He said nothing was gonna happen, man. I ain't gotta listen to this shit. Right? You know what I mean? I already paid my money, so I ain't gotta listen to none of this up in here. Right? So what
is he talking about? The case? Is that what he's talking about, the case? I don't know. I think he just chatted. But let's continue.
What happened was this. when that case happened,
okay,
right? When the case happened, we got a new dude that was responsible for what was going on. And it was basically my contract was coming up.
Yeah.
So it was basically, we're gonna negotiate while you on the floor.
Yeah.
Right. So it was basically it seemed like just a takeover.
Oh, yeah.
So we started off number one basketball show, right? Live show on the internet. We go from 4 days, thinking we're about to get 5 days, go to 2 days. Right? So it was basically this big standoff. So it's like, all right, this is how y'all want to play? And it was like, yeah, you know, this is part of negotiation. And I was like, you don't want to negotiate with a dude like me. I'm an athlete. This is what I do. I like this type of back and forth. So I thought we was family. If you're going to let the dude come in, I know how this is going to end. He's not smart enough in this tactical realm to go against me. Because if they fire me, I get all my Gil's Arena rights. Because once we're done, I get my Gil's Arena rights, and I didn't want to wait to June 31st, right? So I wanted you to do in May. And then because once May came and you did it, y'all are fired. Yeah, all y'all fired the day after.
You went to them earlier?
Who?
Did you go to them earlier and say that you was ready to be done? Underdog?
No.
Hold on, let me before you go on. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually surprised how much. It sounds like Gil is about to say a lot. I'm actually surprised that he led with this, but what he's saying is true. They made a change at the higher up. Decisions were made that were not, you know what I'm saying, that didn't really make any sense. And this goes back to where we were at November, December, where we were saying, why exactly did y'all go from 4 days to now 2? That does not make any sense at all. Why are you all doing that? So that's was the question that everybody was asking from the beginning.
No. See, this was an underdog.
Oh.
This was that dude.
Oh, that they bought in.
The dude, like the dude that just came in. So because he wanted to negotiate, I negotiated the way I negotiate. Who you negotiating with it? I go straight to them. Hey, listen, when I end, I have the rights to Gil's Arena. So what you want to do? Well, we're gonna go with you. I bet. And I said, hey, just keep negotiating with him. I need to see who he really is. I want to see who the cast is when they think I'm out.
My enemy's enemy.
Yeah, so I just sat back. I just sat back with all the raises in my pocket, just sitting there. Oh, you want to keep?
This nigga said that he was sitting there with all the raises in his pocket. Oh my god. Oh my god, nigga. Damn, bro. That nigga said he already had your money in his pockets, McCants, bro. That's tough, my nigga. That little bitty money that you was begging over, that nigga said he been had it in his possession, my nigga. That's tough. No, I ain't gonna lie. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. And as I said before, I don't think Gil is actually revealing a lot more than even what I thought he was gonna reveal. Yeah, I already knew that Gil, long story short, I knew that Gil was already going to be able to pivot a certain type of way because the way in which he was not only moving, but the way in which things were being situated behind the scenes. Again, I kind of alluded to this before, or I think I flat out said it. Bro, Underdog was already losing a bunch of shows along the way. Certain shows were not mapping out the way they were supposed to map out. And them deciding to play leverage ball with their flagship show never made any sense to me at all. And as soon as they went out there and reduced the basketball show from 4 days to 2, I already knew right then and there it was done. You all can ask Gil. We've had this conversation. These are things in which he's revealing right now. I ain't gonna lie. Again, I'm surprised he's saying it. Gil is 100% correct about being ahead of the curve, and this is the reason why I kept telling you all, because a lot of things that have happened, Gil and I have had the conversation months before they actually happened. So when the producer came out and he said that we were having these conversations months in advance, I know for a fact he must have been having those conversations because Gil and I were having these conversations. If you think the last time Gil and I talked about the things that we talked about on stream that day, you can have at it. But a lot of these things, it was obvious the way in which things were materializing, how things were going to pivot and go in a certain direction. So all that doesn't surprise me. I'm just surprised what he's saying right now because, yeah, Gil indeed did already have things already situated months before we are right now. I just want everybody to know, for the people out there who are dumb enough to believe that Gil just miraculously walked into a new deal with playmakers in like 2 weeks ago. No, brother. These are things that were in the work for those out there who are dumb enough to believe that Gil was like just walking his way into a new deal with Playmaker for the past 2 weeks. No, these are things that were in the works for months now, for months. So I just let that be said.
Keep shotting them in my pocket, just sitting there. Oh, you want to keep shotting them out, huh? Oh, hey, you keep shotting out. Wait, hold on. Like you gonna keep shot? Like I don't mind the underdog. Me and the underdog are cool. You keep shouting out that name. That name is an enemy. And I told you he's an enemy. And you're gonna keep shouting him out, not realizing you go there, you're dead, because he dead.
And then you talking about, I don't want to, name specific names. Talking about
Cemetery Larry, he in the cemetery.
Okay.
Cemetery Larry.
Tough. This nigga McCants went out. Hey, shout out to my nigga Gil. He came back firing. I don't know why McCants egged this on, but brother, again, these things don't really surprise me because these are things in which we were having conversations about before. I'm just surprised that he is openly saying that there was an individual that came in. He tried to warn everybody because these are conversations that we had as well, and it seems as if like he actually gave RASHAD MCCANTS the outline, the blueprint to keep everything sustainable. And I told you all this in my last video. When you have a nigga like McCants running around, getting on his knees, shucking and jiving, all on the casting couch, trying to do whatever the producer says for him to do, everybody else loses leverage. That's the reason why when it comes to negotiating certain things, we all need to work in unison if we want to get the things that we want to get. But if there's one nigga that's on the casting couch doing whatever somebody tells him to do, and this nigga's in a gimp suit and he talking about, yes sir, master sir, thank you sir. If he doing all that shit, it makes it more difficult for everybody else because all you have to sit here and say, well, I got him, I got him, I got him, I got him, I got this and that, I got all of these people. You are the one who's holding us up. But you could flip it on the people who are making the decisions by saying, hey, we actually have the leverage because these are the numbers that we were doing when we were making the calls. And I got everybody else, I got the whole team with me as well to go in this direction. Okay? But if one or two of them decide to deviate from that plan and they start thinking that the things in which they're being promised to them will actually materialize, you end up losing leverage that way. So no, it doesn't surprise me that that's what, that's effectively what happened.
I like that. I had his raise. I got his raise right in the pocket. Now I got to give it to somebody else.
Fuck. Okay, this nigga Gil. Fuck, man. Fuck. Damn, my nigga. You know what's so crazy too? This nigga's basically saying your raise not even really worth all that either, nigga. It's a little bitty money. I keep that shit in my pocket. That's pocket change. What you deem as a raise, the shit that you was bending over backward for, on your knees, slobbering it up, all that shit that you was doing, nigga, that is literally pocket change to me. Nigga, I'm walking around with it right now, and I'm just gonna go give it to somebody else. Tough. That's crazy. That's tough. I know for a fact a nigga couldn't hold my raise in his pocket. He had to open up a whole nother bank account, nigga. So I know.
Now I gotta give everything he worked for. I gotta give it to somebody else because the person he went with, he got nothing.
Damn.
He in the grave. He next to you. Y'all both buried in the same place.
I knew I would like you, nigga. I knew I would like, cause you petty as hell. This is good.
Petty as hell. But think about it. If everybody think you out, right? You really got to see who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're telling me, oh yeah, if you don't want to negotiate, don't come to work. I wasn't planning to come to work anyway, goddammit. I'm building a new studio back at the crib.
Okay. Now August, the plan to bring Gil's Arena back independently. I know you spoke about that. Is that still a go?
See, it was going to be August because I wanted to jump them.
Right.
Right. Because they was going to come back like September, October. So I wanted to start in when they was on vacation to take the time slot from them.
Okay.
This nigga Gil is saying basically everything. Wow. He is saying literally everything. Wow. Jesus. Okay. I did not know he's going to say this much stuff. Wow. He's saying a lot. He's saying a lot. Jesus. Okay.
Okay.
Because they're not going to want to compete. Now they fired. Like, damn. So, you know what I mean? Like, they fired. You know what I mean?
So nobody from Gil's Arena is coming back? It's just you?
I don't know, man. Josiah.
Okay. Shout out Josiah.
Josiah.
Shout out to Josiah.
I didn't know that nigga was that tall, bro.
Yeah, you used to play at UCLA.
I mean, I knew that.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was that. I didn't know that though.
Big fella, man.
So
Yeah.
you got to remember, I had the contract since January, bro.
Right.
And I was recruiting.
Right.
Right, because I thought they was going to last, because their contract is in September.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured that they would be held all the way to September. So I was like, all right, let me get my people.
Okay.
Yeah. I saved some of the staff members that got fired from the new dudes.
Right. But the actual rotating cast,
Wow.
like everybody's gone. Kenyon,
Yeah, they all got fired.
Nick, Rashad.
Shit.
Okay.
Definitely Rashad.
Okay.
This nigga said definitely Rashad. Let me also give a little insight since he just saying shit. Gil was so hell bent on the idea of what the show was supposed to look like. Because a lot of people are asking, why don't you just go on the show like me? Like, why don't I go on the show? Why don't I participate in whatever he's building? Gil is so hell bent on who he was with that when we were originally having these conversations, he didn't even want anybody else who was not a player on this show. He wanted it to specifically be a player-driven podcast. He's been very consistent about that as well. And he wanted not just Lexi, but also Cheryl Swoops, because he wanted representation from the WNBA as well. And they decided to cut them out. So he has actually been fairly consistent on who he wanted, and he was going to stick with the cast of people that he had already had. Maybe rotate one or two people, but the concept of Gil's Arena, and this is something he told me specifically, he did not want anybody like me or anybody else. Like, I could probably come on for an episode, but like be a reoccurring member, because he specifically wanted it player oriented. So when they decided to pivot and bring Skip Bayless on, that right there was a decision that he did not want to make. I know he didn't want to make it. So these are all things in which they're making changes, and part of the reason why they're making this change to bring Skip on is because the amount of money they've already invested in Skip, it's not returning. It's not returning. There's no ROI in this. Like, you already handed this man a bunch of money that you are not recouping, and so now you have to work him even more to make up that money on the back end, potentially on the show that you should have just had the entire time. But Skip, he's not a player, so he looks odd being on the show. But Gil was very loyal to the idea of who was going to be on there.
Parted ways or got fired? That's different.
They got fired. Right. I just stayed home, hoping I would get fired. So they had to stop the show that day.
Oh, they got fired from the company.
Yeah,
not from.
Yeah,
not from Gil himself. I'm trying to clear that up.
No. I didn't fire. They left me.
And then they got fired.
Then they got fired from the company. Yeah.
So you're not gonna,
when your girl cheat on you.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
and then
what?
Yeah. When your girl cheat on you, and you be like, damn, and she go with the other dude, and then the other dude got a wife. I'm sorry, baby. You know what I mean? They just stuck with the egg on their face. You know what I mean? That's what that is.
I ain't fucking with you, Gil. I ain't fucking with you, Jay.
Man,
you know what I mean? I know they still had to do their job, but like, I wanted to see where the loyalty was.
Was that
you at the beginning of the season?
Okay, he's saying too much. Okay. Gil, you're saying too much. Hey, Gil, not gonna lie, you're saying too much, Gil. Gil, you're saying too much. You're saying too much, Gil. You're saying too much, bro. You're saying too much. You're saying too much. You're saying too much. You're saying way too much. You are saying way too much. Okay? Okay? You're saying way too much. Wow. You're saying too much. These are things in which I either straight up knew, or it was told to me, or it was alluded to. And these are things I'm just not going to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to come out here and say it. But the fact that you are straight up saying it, fuck it, Gil. I also have heard that exact same thing. It was also part of the Lexi Brown and Cheryl Swoop deciding to pivot off of them. It was also they could take less money and do da-da-da-da. If you all don't want to do this, then you got to take less money and do that, or maybe y'all can keep the money and keep your job. It was a bunch of stuff that decisions had to be made. And if I'm not mistaken, Gil actually said some of this stuff in our first interaction back in November, December, if you go back and you listen to it again. So these are things that he not only said, alluded to, and I was told. You saying too much, but everything is consistent so far. Everything is consistent. I'm very, very concise with my words right now, because some of you already know what's about to happen at the end of this video. Because Mr. Shucking and Jiving decided to jump out the window, start talking about how he got receipts yet again. And the nigga hasn't shown us the receipts from the last time he claimed that he had receipts. So I cannot imagine what these receipts are going to look like. Oh, yes. If what the producer said was true, if there is any footage of you and whoever else may have been bad-mouthing Gil, you better be very, very careful on how you decide to respond. Very careful. Very careful. I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. But these are things that Gil is not making up, because these are things that I knew or at least heard about when they were happening in real time.
He tried to fire you at the beginning of the season. That's why they were trying to, like, Skip was getting paid for 4 days. He was only there 3. One was going to be our show. And that was to replace him because they both contrarian. They both go against it. But they said Skip does it better. He don't cuss. He don't drop the N-bomb.
Baby? You got my food? You need the key to the car? The key to the house. The key to the original house. Yeah, I thought. Oh, I didn't know it was out there. Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck, my nigga. Not gonna lie, McCants. Not gonna lie, McCann, bro. You look worse than what I thought. You look worse than what I thought. You look far worse than what I thought. Nigga, you so thirsty for an opportunity, a gig, a job, that not only are you tap dancing on the show, you tap dancing off the show. You jumping on all these other shows to get an opportunity for something that does not exist. You following a nigga that has no idea what the fuck he is doing. And you are so out of the loop on what works and what doesn't work in the content space that you getting sold dreams that can never materialize. That's what's happening right now. Brother, I don't even know how to even say, because that gym, unless McCants, I'm gonna be so serious, unless you have irrefutable evidence that these convos did not happen, respectfully, my nigga, nobody really wants to hear from you. You are the lamest of niggas. Not only are you making it more difficult for you all to negotiate and gain leverage to continue the show, nigga, you are quite literally selling out everybody else. And while this is apparently happening off the scenes, you then come on camera and start calling yourself Lil Skip. Nigga, get off your fucking knees. Get up. Damn, my nigga. How are you on your knees that long? How are you trying to follow somebody in Skip Bayless where that nigga didn't have nothing going for himself? And the crazy part about it is, all this shit that you said on somebody else's platform, because this is shit that really be blowing me. And this is what really be blowing me. There is no way that you saying the stuff you saying and nothing correlates with what you're saying. Everything that Gil has said so far, either I heard about it in real time or we can go have the evidence, the irrefutable evidence of it happening when it occurred. Yes, Skip randomly starts showing up on the show. You was on the football show randomly. Nigga, you don't know nothing about football. You shouted out that nigga 2 or 3 times because I remember when you did that. Yes? Yeah, that was for you because I want extra. Make sure you tell them that you got me blocked. I got you what? Oh. Oh, man. Not gonna lie, brother. I don't know how McCants, like, I don't know how he bounced back from that. I don't know how you bounce back from this. How? Not only is someone going out of their way to save your career, one of which you openly acknowledge nobody really even gave a fuck or knew about you or your opinions before any of this occurred. And the man that gave you the opportunity, instead of following whatever he's saying, you decide to go on your own, albeit you are a man. You make your own decisions. Cool. Shit goes left after the decisions that you decided to make, and then instead of just taking culpability for your decisions, you jumping out the window talking about how he ducking us. None of that even made any fucking sense. None of it made sense. None. Which now, as a sidebar, I now know why you ended up eventually blocking me on Instagram, because now I actually remember I did go under your comment section and you start posting, because this is what you did. After you went on your run of getting on your knees and thanking the gentleman that literally screwed over your career because you thought you potentially in the back room, all on the casting couch, wiping yourself off, making sure, you sure you're gonna take care of me? It's gonna be me and Skip, right? It's gonna be Skip and Little Skip, wiping yourself off, and he's sitting there telling you, yeah, whatever. Get out there, go put this shirt on, clean yourself up, and put that shit on. Nigga, not only are you fucking doing that, my nigga, then when everything falls apart, you can't even piece together a story that makes sense. Nothing you said made sense. None of it. But to know that after you got off your knees, you went in the fucking set, sat down with a bunch of other niggas who's looking at you crazy like, damn, my nigga. He got this shit all over his fucking lip, bro. Fuck, bro. God damn. We already know what this nigga doing. This nigga want a show called Skip and Little Skip. This is what this nigga doing, bro. We already know. We already know what you doing, my nigga. God damn, bro. God damn, my nigga. While the man that literally gave you the opportunity, this is what I was saying. While the man who gave you the opportunity is telling you not to do that. So I know why you blocked me on Instagram, because now remember, you decided to try to spin the narrative after you went on a bunch of streams towards the tail end, start saying ridiculous, nonsensical stuff, came head to toe with Underdog shirt on and hat, head to toe Underdog gear, talking about thank you this, thank you that, never said Gil's name not once, and then as soon as people start calling you out for that shenanigan bullshit that you was running with, you then decided to go on Instagram and start posting a bunch of times years ago when you start saying thank you to Gil. But as soon as you didn't believe Gil had an opportunity for you anymore, you start thinking somebody else. So then I put under your comment section, you weren't saying that 2-3 weeks ago. And then you blocked me. That's why you did that. Fascinating. Fascinating.
But how can you do that, though? Like, I understand where he's coming from. I mean,
listen,
you might want to hear him out.
No. What I'm saying is if it was Underdog, like giving him a better position and say an Underdog in Germany, like, yo, we want you as a star.
I know how it goes.
Like, the shit you did for 4 years, you deserve your own show and all this.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
But I told you, I have a problem. Me and Joe, he's trying to fire us. He tried to fire you. We beefing because of you, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Because we not letting what was going down go down. We're not integrating. This was player podcast. Right? So we're standing down for you. So for you to pick his side, that became the problem. But you knew that. And you purposely doing it now.
Yeah. Man, it's sad, man. It's sad.
Like I said, he just confirmed what I told you earlier. Yeah. It was player podcast. Gil had other opportunities to put somebody else in. And he was very adamant behind the scenes that he was never going to do that. He was never going to do that. And it was going to be player podcast. He was literally never going to do that. So, Gunnar Bryant, yeah, I know what he said. That I think I was the only person who really spoke about that incident about the producer, unless he actually dropped it. I don't know. Gil is going on the show tomorrow as well. God damn. Yeah, not again, bro. I don't even know what else to say. Like this is a bad look for you, bro. You went out sad. You tried to change the narrative. You tried to say whatever you wanted to say. It didn't make sense then. It certainly doesn't make any sense now. You chose sides. You chose a side. And the reason why, for people out there who do not understand, there's a handful of reasons why I guess I care this much about this story or why I'm so involved with it. I want to be very clear. When I was first having the conversation, when it was BJ, Gil, Josiah, and myself on the stream, if y'all remember, I was repeatedly saying, hey, you all do not have to answer any of these questions. We don't even have to talk about it. They decided to use the platform and the vehicle to kind of get their message out because that's what they wanted to do. All understandable. From then, I provided my own opinion about the things in which they wanted me to participate in. And I'm not saying like I'm a grown man. I could have, still avoided the conversation, but these are conversations that I was a part of. I provided my insight. Gil and I continue to discuss and converse about it. For the most part, I think I've kept a lot of the conversations that we've had close touch, especially up until now, since he's basically just telling a bunch of shit that we were discussing before. And it's up to him to disclose this information. It's his business, right? It's not my business. But the reason why I care so much is two reasons. In pursuit of me providing insight from my POV with knowledge of things in which Gil was telling me, once more, I mean, you all saw plenty of the examples in the comment section and on other people's channels about how little I may or may not know. We've already gone through that. Niggas talking about hoopties and Hondas and Ferraris. That motherfucking Ferrari that you niggas was sitting there applauding for ain't got nobody driving that motherfucker right now. It's just sitting off the side of the road. Right? Y'all are the same niggas who get dumbfounded and y'all are the same niggas that get all combobulated and y'all think somebody doing something because a nigga like Acho. Y'all, let me say that one time. Y'all are the same niggas who get all discombobulated and actually impressed when a nigga like Emmanuel Acho has a channel that somebody else built and you get caught up in the subscriber count. Right? Try to explain to you all why a lot of that stuff really doesn't matter. I was told I was wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm talking about. Cool. Here we are. And a lot of things I was telling you all from the first conversation eventually ended up happening. It happened far quicker than I originally thought, but it ended up happening. And then the second thing, very important, I refuse to act as if like McCants is this victim. That McCants doesn't deserve this fair opportunity. Because the more that we learn about who McCants is, especially behind the scenes and dealings with other people, this is the reason why opportunities continue to escape his grasp. And yet he be the same nigga on a podcast talking crazy, talking outrageous out the side of his fucking neck about what other people have actually accomplished and done. Niggas cheating the game, called his teammates at UNC. He talking about how they are slaves on a cotton field and the coach is the master. Here this nigga is behind the scenes on his knees talking yes sir, master sir to some producer that done fucked everything up. And then when you given the opportunity to actually give your side of the story, not only does none of the things you're talking about making sense, you are once more just groveling for another opportunity. So you're trying to gaslight Gil into some nonsense back and forth. That's all really McCants was doing. And we know this to be the case. We know this to be the case because he is doing it once more. This brother is on Twitter. Ayo, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I'll tell y'all what. Ball up top. If it sounds like a lie, it's a lie. Bring me on the show to clear it up. I got receipts. You're still doing it. You are still doing it right now. Go spark up a stream, my nigga. Go make a post on your own shit. I do not understand why you all, and this is where I be trying to really get you all to understand. Get you to really understand. All this shit that these people be doing and talking, especially when it comes to behind the scenes and putting people in certain position. Part of the reason, another reason why I care so much is because, nigga, when they do some fuck shit, that shit affects me. When you got a bunch of NBA players trying to negotiate contracts for ad revenue and ad breaks and ad spots with these other sponsors, when you got NBA players who don't know what the fuck is going on, that sets the tone for the entire fucking market. So everybody gets screwed when you got niggas like this on their knees. Nigga, I lose leverage when a nigga like this is on his knees. Okay? So, no. Brother, you look, I ain't gonna lie, McCants, and the fact that you are still trying to tease niggas with a bunch of receipts. You said that last time. Remember how you was talking mad shit when it came to Raymond Felton and D. Wills and Charlie V? And then once they start calling out some shit and hinting to some information that they may have known about you, you decided to talk around it. You had the opportunity to say something when you were in front of a mic literally a few days ago. You still decided not to say anything of substance. So respectfully, brother, either you get straight to these receipts or just shut the fuck up, bro. Respectfully. Get straight to the receipts, tell your truth, tell your side, or just move on. Move on. Us going back and forth with a bunch of this nonsense makes no sense. It makes none. Before I get my last thoughts, let me hear anything else.
Y'all do great work.
Air shake, man.
Hey, you ready to know?
Air shake, man. I never turned on. Hey, y'all are cool.
We
I never
good,
turned on champs. Y'all are cool as hell.
We good,
But
man.
he a good dude. It's just like, come on, dog. Come on.
It's the principle.
Yeah.
7 p.m. in Brooklyn is brought to you by
Okay, that's it. Like I said before, brother, things in which you have now done and it's been exposed that you have done, not only from one person, but potentially two now, if what the producer said was true as well. The things in which you have done, I don't understand how you could even deem it necessary to try to counter anything. Unless you have irrefutable evidence that these conversations didn't happen, unless you're going to sit here and say that Gil never actually gave me the opportunity, unless you have some level of explanation of why you randomly showed up on the football show, unless you have some understanding of why you decided to come out there full underdog uniform on, looking like a fucking mascot, talking about yes master, thank you master, all that other shit, unless you're gonna sit here and explain to us why you called Skip. I'm Lil Skip now. Unless you're going to sit here and tell us and explain to us why your tone has completely changed leading up to you getting fired, brother, I don't want to hear any of it, bro. I don't want to hear any of it. Because coming from someone who was not only warning everybody that this shit eventually was going to happen when we first started this whole debacle, and along the way, knowing more information about the stuff that was happening, brother, respectfully, I'll say this. Either Gil, you got another podcast that you're going to go to. Who knows what you're going to say because you're saying way more than what I originally thought. if you talking like this, nigga, you might as well say everything. Fuck it. You might as well say everything. You might as well say everything. You might as well just talk about all the ins and outs and everything that was actually happening and what was going on. To the producer, you might as well just drop the video, bro. Just drop the video, drop the recording, whatever you got of whatever they were saying, what you believe they were saying. Just go ahead and just finish it off, bro. Because there's no need for us to drag something on knowing that McCants is sitting there hanging on by a very thin thread. A very thin one. But my nigga, yeah, Skip was fire. All of them. All of them was done. All of them was done. All of them. So just wrap it up, my nigga. Like, it's done. It's done. I don't even know. McCants is such a funny. I want y'all to understand. McCants is the same nigga that was running around talking about how LeBron cheated the game, how he wasn't loyal to Cleveland, how he should have stayed, how he should have done all these other things, how he found the easy way out. He is saying that on set and then going off set, sucking niggas off for an opportunity, bro. He is saying that on set, talking about what I would have done it if I was in that position, how I would have X, Y, Z. I would have done it the harder way. And when you have the opportunity to shed some light on something, you still begging for another nigga's platform. You got Instagram? Go make a YouTube channel. Go spark it up. Like, the irony of you speaking the way in which you did on that platform about individuals that have accomplished far more than you have. And I get it. Some of it is entertaining, albeit have at it. But the stance in which you decided to take against so many other players, Giannis, you gotta stay. You gotta be loyal. You gotta be loyal. You gotta stay loyal to Milwaukee. Nigga is saying that to Giannis. You have to be loyal to Milwaukee. And then the camera's cut off. This nigga behind the scenes to another nigga. Think about how crazy that is, bro. Do y'all understand how dumb that? Do y'all really understand how crazy that fucking is? You telling another man how he should run his life and do something that you are not actually doing. And again, nobody's asking you to even say this. If you had came out and said, brother, shit, I'm trying to do the most, whatever makes sense for me in my career. So I'm going to do whatever it takes. So here you are, you believing that the next duo, the next super team, the next opportunity for you that would make sense is for you to join forces with Skip Bayless. You so out of the loop, you so ignorant, you so dumb, you so blinded by whatever little money that they were offering you, that's the route in which you decided to choose. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't even know what to say. So, McCants, unless you got something that is groundbreaking, unless you got something that will inform us a little bit more, unless you got something that really is going to move the needle, brother, I don't want to hear you teasing all this other stuff. I don't want to hear you talk about what you got and what you don't got. Trying to slander my name with flags. We got receipts. This is your second receipt tweet. Netflix documentary loading. Brother, just drop it, bro. And niggas calling you out for the same thing. You had receipts for the Baja, all that stuff. Brother, you a lame ass nigga, bro. I can't even hold you, bro. I can't even look at this shit straight anymore. Lame ass nigga. You just a lame ass nigga, bro. I ain't gonna lie, you's a lame ass nigga, bro. I can't even hold you, bro. You a lame ass nigga, bro. Did you mean to call me? Yeah, Gil is going to the Baja show tomorrow. Yeah. Hello?
I know you're recording, but Guess what?
Chat can hear you.
Okay. Low lights hit 100K. Woo!
Oh, Low Lights hit 100K?
Yes, congratulations.
Oh shoot! Oh
Yeah.
shoot! Oh shoot! Oh shit!
All right. Anyways, I told you to tell you that. Bye.
All right. Sheesh! Sheesh! Let me go ahead and end this real quick. Man, hitting it while you're live is crazy, bro. Pause. That's crazy. Shout out to y'all. Always showing the love and support everything that we do. We been killing it this year. Back to back 100Ks in the same week, basically. Low Lights is dead ass going to lap Low Post. That's actually insane. But yeah, shout out to y'all, man. It's crazy. Yeah, Acho could never. Yeah, Gil is going to the Baja tomorrow. So if you thought it was bad now, because if I'm not mistaken, the Baja in them, they're also playmaker. Let me make sure. To the Baja. Oh no, they're I think they were at one point though. Their title, I think it is. It is something else now. I thought they were what's called, but no, they're not. Were they not at some point? Am I tripping? Oh, they haven't. They always been.
We just got news a couple days ago that Bill Belichick will be the head coach of you.
You think that man want to go and be unsuccessful?
Okay. Yeah, man. I thought they were playmakers at one point. My bad. I guess I was wrong. This will be bad though. I can't lie. This is gonna be bad. Tomorrow is gonna be a bad day for McCann. So if you gonna say something, nigga, say it now. I cannot lie. Say it now, brother. Say it now. Nigga. This nigga McCants be acting as if like he had the biggest. Bro, you don't even have the biggest podcast on the fucking No, what the fuck is going on? Scorpion King asks, Low, a question. Why don't these NBA players produce their own show instead joining corporations? I asked the same thing. Well, let me get the actual answer first. The reason why they do it is just because it's just easier to do it. Like they're probably not familiar. Like most people are not familiar enough to how to actually grow a channel. So most people don't want to do that. They just want to be able to show up, put content up. I take it back. Show up, record content, and have somebody else put it up, manage it, and stuff like that. The ins and outs that actually grows a channel. Like if you can produce enough content, somebody else can like really take care of the content and put it in a light to where it's going to grow. Most of them don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? However, I was told, sure, you did it 5. I was told though that Emmanuel Acho, he knows how to do it because he built another channel, years ago, 6 years ago. I don't know why he doesn't do it though. I don't know. Who knows? To Emmanuel Acho and to the gentleman, the light-skinned gentleman, this gentleman here. Again, I'm not going to act as if like I know this for a fact, but I hope that some of the things that were said in this stream were not directly associated to me. If they were, please don't have me pulling up y'all actual background and figuring out what the fuck is really going on over there. I'll just leave it at that. Cause he's an overtime nigga, and that's what I thought as well. That's what I thought as well. That's what I thought as well. I thought he was an overtime nigga, which is fine. Shout out to overtime. I work with them as well, but you know, I just want to see. But you know, they gonna ride for their guy. Somebody in the industry gotta be loyal, because RASHAD MCCANTS certainly isn't. So I understand that. I understand them riding for their guy, man. I understand it. Now, also, speaking of which, before we keep going, what is his name? Emmanuel Acho decided to make the post. First and foremost, yo, to niggas like Emmanuel Acho, I want to let y'all know, you bragging about putting your people on, which, as a sidebar, hell of a brag. Everybody cannot say they put their people on, so I'm not even saying that like is not a good or bad thing. Like, it's clearly a good thing. You bragging about putting your people on. I'm gonna be honest with you, my nigga. AI generated flyer. Not act like I ain't never did it, but template thumbnails. This I have not done. Like, you were always on the right, shady on the left. It is literally the same picture of you niggas, and a light-skinned gentleman in the middle. They change the text, and they change the individuals in the middle. That is really it. Look at this shit. And when somebody else shows up, TJ show up, he off to the side. And then it's time I click the video, and every single time we about a minute and some change in, it's the same ad read. It's one thing to talk about putting your people on. It's another thing to actually have the capability of teaching them how to be better. It's nothing to teach them. Again, you can't do that, though, because you never built one. See, I actually know a little bit more about the behind the scenes of that other channel you were bragging about. I know a little bit more about this channel here. Learn a little bit about that channel. You certainly was here from the beginning. I will not lie. I will not lie. You were here from the beginning, without a doubt. I wonder if I asked Emmanuel Acho how to make titles, what works and what doesn't work as a thumbnail, or how to make a thumbnail. You know, SEO, things of that nature. I really wonder if you would be able to do that, or if, once again, someone else was able to do a lot of this for you. I wonder. Because, again, it's one thing to put your people on. That's a great thing. It's another thing to share the knowledge and wealth with them, so your quality content doesn't get misrepresented as bad content because it's default thumbnails, titles. Fascinating. I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Also, I know I'm full on low-ademics right now. I got to know, what do you all call Emmanuel Acho on some real shit? Emmanuel Acho ran in front of a camera, start talking about the Marcellus Wiley allegation, had basically no knowledge of anything that happened, and it's a very real allegation. There's a real R word that's being thrown around in this allegation. Ran in front of a camera while on vacation to speak about something that he openly acknowledges in the video he doesn't know that much about anyway. Like, what do y'all call that? It's right here. Like, what do y'all call this? Because if I'm lower demics, I don't know what that is. Like, Jesus Christ. I say all that to say, to the people out there who are saying, why are you commenting on it? Why are you commenting on it? When y'all come to defend Emmanuel Acho on this situation, on why am I talking about it, do you all run to Emmanuel Acho's comment section and ask him why is he talking about a situation that is far more severe and far more important and far more detrimental to somebody and what they've attempted to build? Nigga, it's the off season. We just talking about some bullshit right now. We're talking about a channel that this nigga is flexing. He's talking about very serious allegations. And I have more credible evidence to my claims than he had to anything that he tried to filibuster his way through a 10-minute video on. So, yeah, I just don't get that. Now,
apologies to Eddie Johnson, NBA analyst extraordinaire for NBA Today on SiriusXM. I know Steph Curry is not a quintessential point guard. I'm strictly speaking about impact from the quote-unquote point guard position. Magic had it because Magic was 6'9", could see over defenses, could handle the rock, could lead a fast break, arguably the greatest passer to have ever lived. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter who has ever lived. Magic Johnson, point guards in Eddie Johnson's mind, and he's right, by the way, from a quintessential perspective, are facilitators who create opportunities for other people. Steph Curry, I would argue, did it differently. Because of his elite marksmanship, his movement without the basketball. As a defense, you had to keep your head on a damn swivel, constantly watching where he was. And because you constantly had to watch for where Steph Curry was and is, that opened up opportunities for other people just as much as Magic's passing ability did, if not more. So based on that premise, that definition, is Steph Curry the greatest point guard in the history of basketball, or is that Magic Johnson? That's question number one. Question number two, is it time to view Steph Curry as a top 5 player in the history of basketball?
you almost had me there, Stephen A. You almost had me there, man. You almost got me there, brother. You almost had me. I find it fascinating. The bar to get to top 5 always changes. Always changes. I want to be very clear. I do think that the conversation between Steph and Magic is a very rare one. I do think that there are legitimate arguments for Steph. Whoever you decide to pick, I don't really care. But I do believe that for at least my top 10, especially the more I go back and I research, the more, for me at least, it cements my top 10. For those who do not know, I'm not even going to say it in any order, just so y'all won't get offended. But Curry, Magic, Kobe Duncan, Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Shaq, Hakeem, Bill Russell. Right? Those are my 10. I think, especially when I go back and I rewatch a lot more footage, those 10 continue to further separate themselves from a lot of other people. Shout out to Jerry West. Jerry West continues to climb a little bit, in my opinion. I'm actually surprised that he was able to articulate what playmaking actually was without just defaulting to assists. I have to give you credit here, Stephen A. I didn't think that was in your bag. I did not think that was in your bag. But actually, thank you for bringing up Duncan, because that's actually a much better video to watch. Let me finish this video real quick, and then we're gonna go to that Duncan hate shit that's going on.
I think the time has arrived with the announcement of this exhibit by the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, who is launching a new exhibit this weekend dedicated to Steph Curry, representing the first time in the nearly 75-year history that an active player will be honored within the walls with a dedicated exhibit. In light of that news, that reality, the Basketball Hall of Fame is clearly looking at Steph Curry in a way far different than anybody else has. Is it time for us to join the party and acknowledge that Steph Curry could very well be a top 5 player in the history of basketball?
Hey, yo, thank you, Tank, for saying that. Nigga, do you know how crazy of a glaze that is? I want y'all to understand, and this is where, like, again, the standards are just completely different. I want you all to imagine if anybody gave any form of recognition at the Hall of Fame level for LeBron before he actually retired. Do you know the outrage that they would be? Do y'all know how outrageous that is? Do y'all know how outrageous that would be, bro? I'm King Blaze. Not gonna lie, brother. I've been streaming for nearly an hour and a half. You already missed my reaction. Bron is already a Hall of Famer because of the Dream, not the Dream Team, the Redeem Team. No, not even the Redeem Team. Yeah, he's in a Hall of Fame because of the Olympics. That's why. If Steph is getting some form of acknowledgement on his own, that would be crazy, bro. So he's not the number one point guard, but he's a top 5 player all time. I don't get it. I think he's at least acknowledging. Most people have Magic, though, as a top 5 player of all time. You know what I'm saying? Most people have Magic top 5. So if they're putting him in the conversation, then that's the reason why. I personally don't believe that he is top 5. I think that he, as well as Curry, are on the back end of the 10. But I don't even think I really. It would be hard for me to try to convince myself that he's a top 5 player all the time. That would be very, very difficult to do. Like, extremely difficult to do. I can't lie. Yeah, it would be extremely difficult to do. With that being said, where is is there an actual Duncan video that they were talking? Oh, here it is, right here. It was 5 days ago. God damn. Nigga, I'm all in the. I'm gonna react to the Bleacher Report list. Should I do that first or this? Put the BR list in the chat. Nigga, this is crazy. I can't lie. He inspired a generation to dream bigger and shoot farther. Now, for the first time in its nearly 75-year history, the Hall of Fame will feature a dedicated experience honoring an active NBA player. Steph Curry behind the arc. A limited time only exhibit opens Friday, July 24th. This is crazy.
He changed the way basketball is played.
That's crazy. That is actually insane. All right, let me go to the BR thing. All right, BR. Yeah, BR had 2 lists actually. All right. So Bleacher Report. So Bleacher Report, as they normally do, they have their annual off-season list. This time, so far early on, they're probably going to keep adding to it. They have the top 99 NBA shooters ever, and then they have the top 99 NBA defenders ever. I'm going to quickly go through the shooters list because it should be. I've seen some of the names. This shouldn't be that difficult of a list to put up, especially because, you know, there's numbers that can back a lot of the things in which we're talking about. But the defenders list is where I was kind of thrown aback by some of the names where they were located, and I decided to not look at the entire thing. Just quickly though, when it comes to the list, all right, Desmond Bane 99. I feel like that's kind of low, but whatever. Bane 99, Terry Porter 98. Damn, Austin Reeves 97. Jesus Christ. Deadlift Shrimp, Chauncey, Tyler Hero. Dana Burrows. Not mad at the name so far, I can't lie. Ricky Pierce, not mad at him. Ginobili, not mad. Yeah. Jamal could have been lowered in a couple of names, so I'll leave it at that. Bro, can we be serious, bro? You niggas didn't. Nobody watched. Come on. No, first of all, there's nigga 88 free throw percentage. What are you all going off of that he is the 89th greatest shooter of all time when there's no threes and you didn't watch? Bro, we're talking about segregation news. We're talking about, nigga, some of these years are pre-Bill Russell. Bro, we have to be serious right now. Bro, come on. We got to be serious. That's a no, nigga. That's a no. It's obviously a little tougher to analyze shooters from before the three-point era. It's harder still to do it when players who spent a bulk of their career in the 1950s and 60s. Bill Sharman played from 1951 and 1961. The league-wide true shooting percentage over those 11 years was 45.1. The average, okay, Bill Sharman was clear above those league average marks, and he was the best player in his era at one spot that existed as long as the NBA. Sharman shot 88% from the free throw line for his career, and he led the league in that category for 7 years. Oh, no. No. That's the wrong button. That's the wrong button. Wrong button. Nigga, if 88% is leading the league, we have to be serious, bro. 88% was leading the league? Nigga. Okay, Dan Marley. I'm not mad at that. Wait, what's the highest that somebody voted? Nigga, the highest that someone voted Bill Sharman was 29? Oh, this is like very clearly rage bait. The highest that someone voted him was 29. Okay. Civil rights hoops is crazy. Zach, cool. World Be Free. Oh, man. 33. Oh, man. Jesus Christ, bro. Oh, man. Okay, we're going to keep going. Joe Ingles, okay, I guess. Robert Uri, cool. Joe Dumars, cool. Grayson Allen. All right, cool. You know, we skipping as high as 20 is crazy. Vince, that's a good name to pull out. Not mad at it. Chuck Person, that's also a solid name as well. Not mad at that name. Hubert Davis, cool. Wesley Pert. These are all solid names. These are all good names. Cool. Not mad at this. All right. Keep it going. Kevin Martin, cool. All right. 3D, not mad at that. Not mad at it. Not mad at Craig. I actually think Craig Hodges should be a little higher. How this nigga, the highest he got was 40? Man, come on. I ain't gonna lie. Craig Hodges got to be higher. 73 is too low. I can't lie. 73 is too low. I fuck with that, though. I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it. Hold on, wait. Danny Green, okay. What are y'all seeing? Somebody screaming help. I don't understand what. Keep scrolling through, though. MPJ, not mad at it. Capono, not mad at it. Smitty, too high. A little too high there for Lou Hudson as well. Nigga, he had a 70 what free throw percentage? Jesus Christ. Anybody who's like sub 80% from the free throw line, I don't even know how you could even make a list like this. Wally Zerback, not mad at it. Not mad at it. Cool. These are all names that I would assume. Shout out to Rip. Fuck with it. Nigga. As high as 13? Bro, we have to stop, bro. I get putting respect on yesteryear, but my nigga, come on, bro. Somebody had Sam Jones 13th all time in a shooting conversation. Trae Young, yeah. What? It's cool though. K Love, not mad at it. All right. Jason Terry, not mad at it. All right, shit. I fuck with these names so far. Hallie, not mad at it. These are good names. Murray, okay. Lou Kennard, I think he should be a little higher, but shit, as high as 18, I fuck with it. D-Book, good names. Tatum, cool. That's a good name. Kiki's actually a really good pull. Can't lie, that's a good pull. Damn, I thought Maouf would have been a little higher. Pierce, cool. Damn, Dale Curry 50 is crazy. He should be higher. He should be higher than Tim Legler for sure. Shit, he might be higher than Jalen Brunson, but I like the Brunson. Hersey Hawkins is a sniper. Can't be mad at that. I think Hersey Hawkins. CJ's nice though. Mitch. Okay, now we get into the real names. Okay, maybe Hersey shouldn't be higher. Okay, yeah. We get into the name. We get into the real names. Okay, we get into the names. These are the real names. Okay. I'm fucking with this. Okay. Donovan Mitchell, in my opinion, slightly too high. Branberry, maybe a little too high as well, but I like these names. Okay. These are the shooters. These are shooters. Yes. Mike Miller. Okay. Chris Middleton. Okay. Middleton might be slightly too high. Brother, we have to be serious, bro. We have to be serious. No. No. No way. No. LeBron is not the 36th greatest shooter of all time. No way. Half of his career, you wouldn't even call the nigga a shooter in the first place. I probably wouldn't. He's not even a shooter. Brother, he is sub 80%. He's sub 75% from the free throw line. He's sub 35% for his career behind the three. And he is at best in certain years league average on his mid-range jump shot, but for a good portion he is clearly below league average. And then the postseason rolls around and he is without a doubt below league average. What are we talking about? When his career started, it looked like the only hopes defense would have to contain LeBron would be to play way off of him and just hope that he wouldn't drive. And for stretches of his 20 plus years, that approach has kind of worked. But for most of it, especially after he went to Miami, LeBron was truly unguardable, hence the all-time scoring record. From 2010 to 2011 through 2024 to 2025, James made 1.8 three-pointers a game and shot 35.9% from deep. Nigga, none of that's not like that's cool. Nigga, that's like for most of this, that's league average. This is not anything that nigga. What the fuck are we talking, bro? The name before it, Chris Middleton, for his entire career, not sections of it, for his entire career, he shoots nearly 39% from three. What in the? This is terrible. No, I ain't gonna lie, this is terrible. That was more than good enough to force defenses to respect his range, and that in turn open up driving lanes and mid-range shots for him. Be serious. And somebody had this nigga as high as 12. Yeah, these niggas is no way that this shouldn't. I don't even think the greatest LeBron fans will put this nigga 12 all time in the shootings list. That is crazy. That's actually insane. LeBron, the real shit, LeBron might not even should be on this list. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nigga, y'all think that you think that they think that Bron is 2 slots away from Seth fucking Curry? Are they serious? They think that the difference between Bron and Seth Curry as shooters is 2 slots. And nobody had Curry up. Yeah, okay, we got it. Okay, Towns, cool. We back to talking real shit. Okay, cool, Towns. Dale Ellis, that's a great name. Paul George, good name. P. Maravich, good name. Rick Barry, good name. It's a good name. These are good names. Okay, Luka's kind of high, but okay. Kobe, of course. Kobe's a better shooter than Jokic. Okay. Okay. Oh dear. Hold up. The argument would have to be just mid-range shooting. Like his spiritual successor, Kobe, MJ was never known for his prowess as a three-point shooter, though he did shoot 42.7 from there in 95-96 and over 37% in 2 other seasons. Yeah, those are middies. Those are long fucking twos. He shot 42.7% on long twos because they moved the three-point line closer to the basket. So, no. Instead, the reason why he's here is his relentless, effective mid-range ability. Great. I still don't think he should be this high. There's players that are on this list that are better three-point shooters, better free throw shooters, who are also exceptional mid-range shooters as well. Jordan is not the 25th best shooter of all time. No. He should be on the list, but not 25th. Allen Houston, fuck with it. Hornacek, fuck with it. Hornacek is kind of high, but I still fuck with it, though. Chris Paul, fuck with it. Not mad at it. Kawhi, I'm not even mad at that. Harden, cool. Jerry West, not mad at it. Jerry West is the only nigga I would ever accept being on these lists. Okay. Petrovic, cool. These are all good names. Glenn Rice, cool. Damn, the gap between Glenn Rice and Mitch Richmond was kind of crazy. JJ, makes sense. Mark Price, makes sense. All of this makes sense. Steve Kerr, makes sense. A little bit too high, but still cool. Kyrie, makes sense. Stojakovic, makes sense. Nash should not be that far removed from these names. Kyle Korver, makes sense. Dame, a little too low for me. A little too low for me. Dirk, okay. Nigga, I'm about to say Nash is a little, he getting up there. But not mad at this. Not mad at this at all. I'll let Larry Bird have it today. I think Dirk is a better shooter than Bird. There's like a lot of evidence that point in that direction as well. But shout out to Bird, though. I think his best attribute as a scorer is his shooting ability. As high as 2 is fucking insane. As high as 2 is insane. As high as 2 is insane. Believing that Larry Bird is the second greatest shooter of all time is crazy. Having Nash as the second greatest shooter of all time is crazy to me. That's crazy. Dirk is 4. Dame was 3. Ooh, that's a bit. It's a bit high as well. Cannot lie. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay, who's next? Clay. I fuck with this. Fuck with it. Highest 2. Okay, KD. There was another list that was floating around that had KD below Bird. I don't know how anybody could ever in their right mind believe that to be the case. But KD highest 3. I fuck with it. Ray Allen, and I'm assuming Reggie Miller, and I'm assuming Curry. Okay, cool. Yeah. They should have, I guess nobody was, Curry was unanimously 1. I think Curry would have been unanimous because I don't think there was nobody else that was. Nigga said no Clay. He was 5. We just saw him. I don't think there was nobody else that was. Fine. I don't think there was nobody else that was as high as 1. Yep. Just Curry. So he was unanimous. Shout out to Curry, bro. Shout out to Curry. Shout out to Curry. Again, pretty self-explanatory list. This other list, though. Please look at Ralph again. What does that mean? No Shea is crazy. No Shea is crazy. That is actually crazy. Damn, No Shea is kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie, No Shea is crazy. That is actually crazy. I'm happy you brought that up. No Shea is actually insane. Yeah, that is actually insane. It don't have nothing to do with he being too young. He's a better shooter than the niggas that were in black and white. We gotta be serious. We gotta be serious. What is this though? Please look at Ralph. What does that mean? Oh, that's what you're saying. Hold on. Oh, fine. You're saying Rauf. I'm sorry. Somebody had this nigga as high as 2. Damn. Is there an argument for that though? I don't know if there's an argument. I think people love to put a little sauce on Mahmoud because they just want to, they want to say he was Curry before Curry. I mean, that's literally what they say. Often described as someone of a predecessor to Stephen Curry. You know what I'm saying? Like he did his thing. He had a lot of really great years. I don't think I would put him second. I will say this though, 52nd is way too low. I will say that 52nd is like disrespectful. 52nd is actually crazy low. Just so y'all know what the numbers we're referring to right now. Led the league in free throw percentage twice. Finished his career off 90% from the free throw line, 35% from behind the arc. I'm pretty sure some of these years, maybe he didn't piece together enough seasons. I might hear that. Oh, actually, I didn't even notice that the volume from him came during the 2 seasons where they actually moved the 3-point line closer to the basket. So that is interesting. No real postseason play. I still think he should be higher though than 52. 52 was too low. 52 was actually way too low. Way too low. Yeah, SGA is a better shooter than Bron. I don't know what the fuck you niggas is talking about. I don't know what you talking about. Was McGrady not? McGrady was on the list, no? McGrady isn't on the list? Nah, they're trolling. Nah, that's bad. I can't lie. Nah, that's bad. Nah, that's bad. I can't lie. That's bad. There's not 99 shooters better than Tracy McGrady. Nah. Yeah, nah. No Stockton. Okay. Now niggas is just chatting. The other list though that I thought was far worse. Top 99 defenders ever. This was a list that I thought was crazy. Melo was on the list. Melo was on the list. Mike Miller was on the list. Yeah, they were all in there. This was the list I was like, yeah, we have to have conversations about defense. I'm going to pass on some of these names at the bottom because I didn't watch them, so I can't. Well, I watched Eddie Jones, but I don't know. Malone. Oh, man. Shout out to Big Ben. Okay. Mr. Plus Minus Man, Mr. On Off. I do not believe that you were a better defender at your best than Joel Embiid. These two I've watched. I do not believe that. But I'm happy he made the list, though. Don't know nothing about Wes Unseld. Dale Ratliff, that's a good name. OG, that's a great name. Paul Pressey's a good name, too, now. Chet, okay. Don't know too much about Paul Silas. Bogut's a really good name. Actually, a forgotten name. Okay. They're cooking so far. A little too hot for me. Okay. Not mad. Just going to stop it right here. Stop it right here. Stop it right here. In what world is Larry Bird a better defender than Paul fucking George? In what world is Larry Bird a better defender than Paul George? He was not an on-ball defender. A lot of his value defensively comes on the rebounds, which is fine. Important back then. Not an on-ball defender, team defender. Spent most of his better years on teams where he was either the worst or second worst defender in the lineup that he was playing on. If it wasn't him, it was Danny Ainge. He was surrounded by 3 players who were legitimate defenders. 3 players who are probably going to be on this list and higher than him. And Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, and Dennis Johnson. No. Hell no. Absolutely no. No. I said this before. This might be the offseason when we had to sit down and have real conversations about Larry Bird. Because that's not it. Shout out to Jerry West. Shout out to Wade. Okay. All right. A little high for me for Horace Grant and Rondo, but okay. I think Ibaka's better than him. There goes one of Larry Bird's teammates, Triple J, but still good. I like the Shane Battier pool. Okay. John Stockton. Good defender. Actually, very underrated defender. Not better than Paul George. Not better than Caruso. Not better than, for even what I've seen, maybe not even better than Kevin McHale. We're gonna stop on this one. He should be on the list, but not 57. No. Bill Walton, I'll respect it. Dave DeBusschere, I'll let it go. Man, Marcus. Fuck with Marcus. Heavy. Fuck with him heavy. Caruso, Doug Christie, I think both of them are better defenders than Marcus Smart. But to be fair, I think Caruso and Doug Christie are too low. The more I look at these names, the more I realize they're just too low. So maybe Marcus is fine right here, and maybe they're just way too low. Let me keep going. I don't know. Tayshaun is nice. Oh, we in the real defenders. Okay. I don't know enough about Jerry Sloan to know how I feel about that. Okay, maybe Caruso and Doug Christie were too low. I think they were probably just too low. Yeah, they were too low. Because this should be around the realm I think they're at. Big Pat is way too low. Yeah. Also, another Larry Bird teammate. Patrick Ewing's a little bit too low for me. This is too low for Pat. This is actually disrespectfully too low. This is disrespectfully too low. Yeah, this is disrespectfully too low. I cannot lie. This is too low for me. 46 is crazy. 46 is crazy to me. That's way too low. He's a better defender than Joe Dumars. I think he's better than Tyson Chandler, but oh man. I ain't gonna lie, I think Patrick Ewing's a better defender than Kobe. In terms of perimeter defenders, we're gonna see who's ahead of Kobe. But I think Pat should be ahead of Kobe. I think Patrick Ewing's from based off of this, I think he's a grossly underrated defender. Grossly under. What was the highest that Patrick Ewing was on? Hold on. What was the highest? Oh, that's Dennis Johnson. I was like, whoa. Nigga, 35? Man, nah. Pat is disrespect. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. That's mad disrespectful. That is mad disrespectful. Pat's a better defender than Joakim Noah, bro. Walt Frazier's a nice name. That's a nice name. Karolinko. Okay. I think Ewing's a better defender than Bam. But Bam is we're getting in that realm though. I haven't seen enough Alvin Robinson to say, but it's just so hard for me to believe that any guard in the late 80s and 90s could have been more impactful than a big at that point in time. It's just hard for me to believe that. It's hard for me to believe that. Damn, Wemby kind of low. Maybe it's just young. Yeah, it's only been 3 seasons. Okay. Nigga, somebody had him as high as 1? That's crazy. Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy, my nigga. Even I wouldn't have that nigga that high. Drew, okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know a lot of people overreact to the Kobe stuff. So far, there's only been 3 other perimeter players that have been placed over Kobe. Some of which, I'm not familiar enough with it. I think Drew is a better defender than Kobe as well. So until I see a perimeter player that I just don't believe is better than Kobe, I don't think Kobe isn't that low. Iguodala, I think is better defender than Kobe. Marcus Camby. That's a great name. That's a really good name, actually. That's a really good name. Shout out to the voters. See, I think Kid should be up here as well. I'll go off the accolades, but okay, cool. Nate Thurman, okay. Yo, I fuck with Chris Paul. If there's anybody's all defensive team that people need to put into question, though, it is Chris Paul's. It's Chris Paul should not be the 29th greatest defender of all time. There's just no way anybody should believe that. There's no way. There's just no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way that you all watch Alex Caruso and Drew Holiday play defense and y'all genuinely believe that Chris Paul plays better defense than they do. There's just no way. Yeah, there's no way. I can't lie. Shout out to Coop. From the footage I've watched from Michael Cooper, he's one of a handful of perimeter players. I'll say that motherfucker got after. I can't lie. Almost every single time I watch Michael Cooper in a series, I leave very impressed. Like, very, very impressed. Like, his frame is odd. I was watching him, like, guard Bird at one point, and I was like, I can't even tell if this nigga's actually, I think he's like 6'6" or something like that. How tall is Cooper? Michael, he's like 6'7". This nigga, his wingspan has to be something crazy. Yeah, a 7'4" wingspan, bro. And it looks like a crazy wingspan. When you watch him defend in real time, it looks like a crazy wingspan, bro. It looks crazy. When he's playing defense, it looks like an oddly shaped man out there defending players at bare minimum like 50 pounds heavier than he is and like 3 to 4 like inches taller than him. Like, he genuinely looks like somebody who can defend upwards. It's crazy. It is crazy. So yeah, Michael Cooper. Every time I watch a Laker game back in the day, I leave very impressed by his defense. Also, one of the very few defenders back then, they'll say physicality and all that other stuff. The one thing from not only Coop, but also Scotty as well, bro, they didn't need physicality to be impactful. Like, they're just moving their feet. They are just completely shutting you down, getting in your spot, bumping you off. They don't need to do like illegal things and get away with like ultra physical play for them to be impactful defensively. They're just like legit clamping niggas up. So I leave watching Michael Cooper thinking like, he's actually really good. Same with Sidney Moncrief. I leave with Sidney Moncrief again. Watching games, I'm like, oh no, he's actually playing real defense. This is where you lose me. I don't think Mark Eaton is a better defender than Patrick Ewing, but he should be high up though. I can't lie. Bobby Jones is another one. Bobby Jones is another player. When I get done watching them old Sixers games and Bobby Jones be having Larry Bird in fucking Alcatraz, it is crazy. He be clamping the dog shit out of Bird. It be embarrassing sometimes. I be like, God damn, my nigga. Bird will literally have stretches where he's not even touching the ball. Bobby Jones is another one where I'm like, yeah, motherfucker really like that. You know about Bruce Bowen. Okay, we going back. Shout out to Tony Allen. All right. Yo, 20, that's a good. Nigga, I forgot Jordan is higher than this. Okay, first of all, there's no way a nigga watch Michael Cooper or Tony Allen and genuinely believes in themselves that Michael Jordan played defense better than those two. There is no way. Absolutely no way you did that. Let me look at some of these other names. Meta, okay. Wait. Did he change his name again? I did not know he changed his name. But okay, Meta. Zoe. Damn, Zoe is low. What the fuck? AD. Maybe Bron probably should be around there. He should probably be a little lower. Bron should be a little lower because the stretch of years in which he was like really dominant as a defender isn't that long. To be fair though, a lot of defenders don't last as long. But Meta was tough. Meta's tough. Zoe, I feel like it's too low. I think AD's too low as well. Will is too low. God damn. Giannis, okay. Kareem, okay. And this is the shit I be talking about. Fuck no. Absolutely no. There is no way that you all watched the 90s and you thought that Michael Jordan was a better defender than Alonzo Mourning. There is no way anybody in their right mind genuinely thought that. Jordan is the most overrated defender. If, again, y'all are so hell-bent on Kobe's all defensive teams, nigga, go watch Jordan play defense, and you come back and you tell us if he really and truly should have received some of those awards. Go do that right now. But there is no way that you left the 90s thinking that Michael Jordan was a better defender than Alonzo Mourning. There's no way anybody should ever have done that. There is absolutely no way. This is way too fucking high. Way too high. Oh, my God. As high as 4th? Oh, my God. Ah! No way. No way. There is no way a nigga is walking around right now and they think that Michael Jordan is the 4th greatest defender ever? Man, fuck no. Oh, my God, no. Y'all sucking mad hard. No, there's no way. Man, fuck no, there's no way. MJ is still widely considered the GOAT by many, and his defense is a huge part of the calculation. For most of his career, he was the best offensive player in the league while also being its best perimeter defender. When? How long was Michael Jordan considered to be the best perimeter defender? When Michael Cooper, Alvin Robinson was walking around, Gary Payton, how the fuck is that possible? What fucking world do we live in? Scottie Pippen is on his fucking team. That nigga wasn't even the best perimeter defender on his own team. Nah, these niggas is crazy. No way. Yeah, no way. You niggas have lost it, bro. No way. No. And it seems like y'all have Scottie higher on this list right now. Right now. Yeah, no. Yeah. We have to be serious. Y'all put GP right after this nigga. Nigga, what world can you live in and write a snippet to sit there and say that while also being its best perimeter defender, and then literally give a nigga who played in the same era who's a perimeter defender? What are you talking about? There's no way y'all watch Alex Caruso, Drew Holiday, Michael Cooper, Alonzo Mourning, and y'all left that believing that Michael Jordan is a better defender than any of the names I just listed off. There's no way you watch Tony Allen and you think that Michael Jordan is a better defender than Tony Allen. Man, get the fuck out of here. Oh my God, no. Oh my goodness. That is the worst one. Dwight 13. Man, Zoe should be right here. Zoe is way too low. Wow, that's kind of bad. There go Kawhi. Not mad at that. Let me see something. None of these niggas can crack top 5, but Michael Jordan did. Oh my word. Jesus Christ. David Robinson. This nigga at the most was at number 5. There's a nigga who's walking on this earth right now who left the 90s believing that Michael Jordan was a better defender than David Robinson. Do y'all know how fucking stupid that is, bro? I want you all to understand how fucking dumb that is. Nigga. Oh my God. Draymond at 10. Damn, highest he got was 3rd. Yeah, that's crazy. Rudy Gobert got his respect. The highest he got is 1? All right, chat. All right, let me go ahead and wrap this up. I fuck with y'all, bro. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Yeah, we done. It's out the mud, my nigga. We're done. We're done. I'm not. Niggas voting on this believing that. I'm assuming it has to be by default. He has the most DPOYs of all time, so that's the reason why you said that. If those are the niggas who are voting on this, I cannot lie. I cannot lie. That would be a hell no. I cannot lie. No way you think that Rudy Gobert is better than Duncan, Hakeem, or Bill Russell. No way you think that. Number one is insane. Nah, that's crazy. Shout out to Scotty. 3, okay. Rodman, 2. Dikembe, 2. These are real niggas right here. Ben, god damn, Ben. Man, there was a nigga who thought that Michael Jordan was a better defender than Ben Wallace, bro. Oh my God. There was somebody who thought that Michael Jordan was a better defender than Ben Wallace. Do you know how insane that is? Do y'all not understand how nigga, the MJ glaze gotta stop. There is no way that somebody penciled in, they probably penciled in Bill Russell, Hakeem or Tim Duncan, and then they said Michael Jordan after that 3. There is no way. There is no way. There is no way. Bro. No. No. Hakeem at 4. Damn, the KG love. I was not anticipating the KG love like this. Damn. Damn. That's tough. That's tough. Tim Duncan, 2. And then, of course, Bill Russell. Cool. Damn. This nigga Bill Russell can't even get unanimous best defensive player of all time. That's crazy. Oh, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. I don't even know what to say. Somebody had Rudy Gobert. Man, I don't even know what's worse. I don't know if now Rudy Gobert being the best defender of all time is worse. Nah. Saying MJ better defender than saying MJ's a better defender than Ben Wallace actually might be worse. Yeah, that might be worse actually. Because I can at bare minimum see how somebody can rationalize the Rudy Gobert take. I can't even imagine how somebody could sit there and rationalize MJ being better as a defender than Ben Wallace. I can't even say that. I can't even say that. For those who don't know my list, it's not too far from this. I also have Bill Russell 1. 2 for me is either Hakeem or Duncan. 3 is the other one. 4 will be Garnett. 5 would probably be Ben Wallace, to be honest with you. 6. I've done this before, but 6 I might have to put. Damn. 6 I might have to put Draymond. I can't lie to you. 6 I might have to put Draymond. I might put Draymond. I'll put Draymond over to Dikembe for sure. 7. 7 I put Mutombo. Those two can change though. 8. I ain't gonna lie, to me, I think Dwight should be in these conversations, bro. Oh, 8, David Robinson. 9, probably give me Dwight. I don't know why Dwight is not in the top 10. That's kind of crazy to me. 9, give me Dwight. 10, give me Scotty. 11, Gobert. I'll save Wemby. Until like he plays more games. A lot of those like last four can be interchangeable. I'm be honest with you. No Rodman, no Rodman, no. Yeah, he need more seasons. I think Rodman top 15 though. Rodman is nice. What spot am I giving MJ? Nigga, MJ would be like in the 60s or 70s. Do you know how difficult it is for like a score first player to be as good as players defensively who are out there and their sole purpose is just to play defense? Do you all understand how difficult that would be to be more impactful defensively than those players? Like I don't know how anybody can sit there and believe that like MJ, Kobe, LeBron can be better defenders than like Meta or like Kawhi, especially early on in his career. There's no way. There's no way that you all could ever believe that. And I think Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan had years where they were playing at a really high level defensively. But those are like, we can probably count on one hand how often they played at that level. Tony Allen is doing that for like 7-8 years. Draymond is doing that for like 9-10 years. They're not like, LeBron is not playing at all-time elite level defenses for more than like 5 years. It's an amazing 5-year run. Like 09, 2010, you can really say 09, 2010, 11, 12, 13. You can just say those 5. There's a year before that run where he's playing really great defense. And in 14, I think he's playing really, really good defense. 15, not as much. 16, he ramped it back up. And 2020 actually does not get enough credit for what he did defensively in 2020. Cannot lie. But like LeBron playing at the elite level is like literally like 5 years. Jordan playing at that level is probably like 87, 88, 89, 90, 91. After that, it's like it's done. Kobe's probably a little bit longer because early on in his career he didn't have to weather the burden the way that LeBron and Jordan did, but it's like 99, 2000, 01, 02, 03, I think it wavers a bit. I think Kobe picked it back up like in 08 or 09 where I think he was playing back at that level. But like all of them are like 5 years. It's not long enough for you to make an argument that they're in Michael Cooper conversations. No way that you think that Michael Jordan is playing defense to the level of Michael fucking Cooper or Bobby Jones. There is just no way anybody could ever in their life walk away from those two players and watch a lick of any of them play and believe that Michael Jordan plays to that level. And yet there's somebody who thinks that Michael Jordan played to the level of fucking Ben Wallace. Do you know how crazy that is? Bro, there's no way. I'm sorry, there's just no way anybody with a sensible brain can believe that Michael Jordan is a better defender than Ben Wallace. There's just no way anybody would ever believe some nonsense like that. How the fuck could you ever believe that? Which volume score did it for longer at the level in your opinion? Ooh. What do you consider to be a volume score? Nigga, Kawhi. Nigga, it'd be Hakeem. What the fuck are y'all niggas talking about? It'll be Hakeem. Yeah, it'll be Hakeem. I was gonna say I don't know if you consider Garnett in some of those years like a volume scorer. But I think the question that you really want to ask is which perimeter player was a volume scorer that played defense at that level? I think that's a question that you actually want to ask. Because the answer is always going to be like Hakeem, KG, and Duncan. Like those are the volume scorers that were able to play defense at a certain level. I think you want to say perimeter players. Nigga said Kawhi. I don't know if it's Kawhi. Because Kawhi, even though he has more levels has more years at a high level defensively, he doesn't have as many high levels as a scorer. Or maybe I'm tripping. I wouldn't consider. I mean, I know Giannis be on the perimeter, but I wouldn't. The way he plays defense is more like help oriented. I don't think that it is. Though the real question I was going to ask when I said how many shot attempts, because I was going to say, do you consider Scotty when he was averaging basically 20 a game? Do you consider that to be? Because then if you do consider that for Scotty, then I would just say Scotty. But I don't know if you all consider Scotty high volume. That's what I was gonna ask. Because if that's the case, then like for example, you wouldn't consider 2016 a year that would constitute for Kawhi because he only averaged 21. So it would just be 1, 2, 3, one of these years. Let's just say 4. And then maybe 5. Like it's 5 for Kawhi as well. Now Kawhi has like 7, 8 years of elite level defense, but like how many of those align with him being a volume scorer? Yeah, Wade made the list, yeah. But see, I don't even think Wade is another like 3 or 4 year run. Nigga said Westbrook. Okay. Where's Russ in these convos? He's not in these convos. See, but if I don't know what y'all are considering to be volume, because if you all consider Jimmy Butler as volume, which I'm not mad at if you consider Jimmy volume. But Jimmy's volume is like low 20s. Like right here is 24, but a lot of stuff is just low 20s. Like he's been over 23 one time in his career. So like if majority of these years are all 20 and y'all are considering that volume, then it would just be Scotty. Scotty would be the answer. Scotty would be the answer. Yeah, Scotty would be the answer. Okay, if Jimmy isn't volume, same would go for. I saw some people say Paul George. Early PG isn't volume either. So nigga keeps saying Allen Iverson. Oh my god, please stop. Please stop, bro. Please stop. Damn, who would that be? That's a good question. I guess technically speaking, it would be Jerry West actually, but we didn't watch Jerry West. Damn, this is a good question. Damn, it's a good question. GP wasn't volume as a scorer, but he was definitely volume in terms of like offensive responsibility. Parrish was not on the list. He should have been on the list. If we just out of respects, it is Jerry West. I would say Gary Payton though. I would say Gary Payton when you take into consideration like ball handling responsibilities and who he was offensively. I would. I know he doesn't like constitute as a volume scorer, but like in terms of like responsibility offensively, what volume score or I guess high usage offensive player on the perimeter had the best like defense for the longest period of time. Let me also say that as well. Go back and look at David Robinson. If you're looking at defensive numbers, it's tough to top the resume of David Robinson. He's second NBA in career defensive box plus minus, and over the course of his first 7 years, Robinson averaged 8.3 defensive rebounds, 3.6 blocks, which is crazy, and 1.7 steals, which is also crazy. The defensive production naturally led to accolades, and by the end of his career, Robinson had a DPOY and 8 all defensive nods. Beyond that, even in an exercise that includes as many big name defenders and athletes as this one, Robinson combination of size and athleticism is unique. Seeing him get back on defense or chase down a block opportunity as a help defender was awe-inspiring. He also deserves some credit for dialing back his offensive game a bit and focusing even more on being a defensive first support after Tim Duncan arrived. Yeah, he doesn't get credit for that. That's what he was. He should have did that. When looking at his resume, it's actually pretty hard to believe he didn't make the top 10. Right, but I do think D-Rob is a top 10 defender. I do think that actually. Okay. But we were talking about perimeter players because if we're talking about bigs. If we're talking about bigs, then it's just Hakeem. J-Dub is another good name. I'm assuming he just didn't play enough games. Oh, yeah.
Players in their prime, Paul George, right?
Oh, shit. Hold on. You can say this Jaylen Brown in these combos. You gotta be serious. Hey, man. Jaylen Brown already got traded. The shtick is over, brother. We can be honest about JB. I got what I wanted out of that whole back and forth. He got traded, so it's cool. we can be done with that shtick, man.
These players in their prime, Paul George, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson.
Wow. That's tough, man. They all about the same.
That's a great question. Dame 1, Klay 2, Kyrie 3, Paul George 4. Not that difficult.
Not difficult.
No.
I'm going to go Kyrie, Klay, Paul George, and Dame. Ain't no shame in that. Those are all Hall of Famers. It's a tough one.
Kyrie, Klay, Dame, Paul George.
We almost had the same.
Peak Klay, second best shooter in the league. Kyrie's never even received a single MVP vote, but I still think his peak's higher than Paul George's. So yeah.
I mean, Paul George individually probably had the best
Skill set.
peak.
I think Dame had the best
you said
peak.
he finished third in.
Then this nigga just okay. I just want to say this, especially to Nick Wright, who is like so skilled in what you did and being a first option and all the other shit. All the arguments that he continues to make for why LeBron should be number one and why LeBron is where he is, it's just so apparent that he does not hold that same criteria in terms of like grading any and everybody else in NBA history. Klay Thompson, as a second option, being better than players who were the first option and still perform poorly in postseason runs, and yet no one ever talks about it, to me is flabbergasting for someone that y'all are claiming is on par with Kyrie fucking Irving and better than both Dame and Paul George. Crazy. The only aspect of the game that he is providing better than everybody else on that list is shooting. Then he's the second best defender behind PG. As a ball handler, as a passer, as a playmaker, as a shot creator, he is not only the worst, he is the worst by a massive margin. By a massive one. If any of these players did what Klay used to do playing next to Curry in the postseason, they will be slandered. And the fact of the matter is, we know this because they actually did get slandered when they played as poorly as Klay did. The only difference is that they didn't have someone like Steph on their roster to help them through those lows. And then Klay can miraculously materialize in these big games, and that right there then erases everything else this nigga did before and even sometimes after. No. Klay is not in convos with first options, players who are better offensive personnel, have better offensive skill set, and his defense is not enough to usurp not only the skill set, but the responsibility that these other players had. It's a no. But that's that winning bias again for Nick Wright that swears up and down he doesn't do it. Last thing before we get out of here. Oh, wait.
But I'm saying,
yes, but it's not just about being the best players. It's also about cultural relevance.
Yeah, but Shaq and
Kobe. You cannot leave Allen Iverson out
okay,
of that.
but I'm saying,
yes.
if you talked about celebrity, Iverson's coming in 3 in that.
No,
3.
he's not.
He
You got to be out of your
3.
mind.
The
There's no
2
chance.
Biggest names
Max,
were Shaq and Kobe.
No,
Iverson's
Max,
in that category. He was bigger than Duncan in terms
Max,
of fame.
are you kidding me, man?
Listen, that's how it is.
Okay. Who did people rather be like? Kobe or Allen Iverson?
It's not the point.
It is the point.
It's not the point.
How is it not the
Shaq
point?
Were more famous. They were bigger
How can
deals.
you say that?
The combo of those two are more famous.
Yeah, and
than
then they were on the same team.
But here's what I'm trying to explain to you. There's a difference.
I love AI, but I'm just got to tell you.
Do you know the effect that Allen Iverson had on the NBA? You
No.
can't. No, there is a question.
The fact that Rich Paul, brother, you got to get off these podcasts. Cannot lie. AI, culture setter. AI, phenomenal. AI had about a 3 to 4 year run where, I can see potentially the argument being made. After that run was over, though, I don't know how anybody could dare argue, especially when Shaq and Kobe were in the light, dominating, and extraordinarily popular for like more than 3 to 4 years. And I don't know if he said it in his clip. I want to hear it. Brother, there is no way that anyone could argue that Allen Iverson would have more cultural impact over Kobe Bryant, especially from a worldwide perspective. There is none. There's no way that anybody could ever say that.
No question. But
why do
you would
let me
never
just
say you would not say in that time, if you had to say who are the 2 biggest stars in the NBA, the 2 biggest stars were Shaq and Kobe. Those are the 2
Allen
biggest
Iverson,
stars.
man. And I listen, you know my
I
love.
think that's
for,
a cultural thing.
You know
though,
my
because
it is a cultural
I
thing.
do think
yeah.
there was a part of America that did not like Allen Iverson.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, but
I can only speak from my seat.
But he's that can increase his fame, his notoriety can increase.
I
would
about
say
when I'd steal tickets from my dad when I lived in Boston, season tickets. Iverson was like one of the must. I want to go see him in person. There's nothing like this. This
But
little
here's
5'10" guy.
here's what I would say to you.
Bullying
Yeah, the
everybody.
greatest athlete on
It
earth.
was
pound
just
for pound.
unbelievable.
If you're doing this, if you're saying Shaq and Kobe is one item, and then the second guy is Allen Iverson, I will give you that. Yeah. But it's very hard to put anybody in front of Allen Iverson, and these guys will say it. Let me tell you why. Cornrows, tattoos, jewelry, hip-hop, style. Allen Iverson brought all these things to the NBA. You think people wanted to dress like who? Name one person that they wanted to dress like outside of Allen Iverson. Name one person outside of Michael Jordan whose name was mentioned
AI in the streets harder, but globally, Shaq and Kobe were bigger.
He had white America wearing cornrows and headbands.
Globally, he just wasn't. Like, I love AI.
No one was
I don't want
globally.
to argue. Listen.
No one was globally? Kobe Bryant wasn't globally. Jesus Christ. I can't even. I can't even listen to that nonsense. Yes, Iverson without a doubt brought a sense of style to the NBA that the league had not seen. I think if that is the selling point to someone's superstardom over their actual game and what they were achieving on the basketball court, I think it's much harder to sell, because as much as, without a doubt, Iverson had a very strong representation in the culture, especially at that time growing up. There was only a handful of jerseys that I owned as a child, and Iverson was one of them. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act as if, like, there weren't a bunch of people, including myself, attempting to dress like Iverson, right? I'm not going to sit here and act like that. But, like, that is a very, and I do think it's a very ignorant stance to have, and a very, like, narrow-minded one to have as well, that even though, yes, there were a subsection of white people that were willing to dress like black people, or what they perceived to be the black aesthetic was, that is a very small number of people. Like as a black man, too often other black men and black people speak through a very narrow lens. At the end of the day, Black America was like 13 or maybe even less, probably like 12% of the population. And not even all 12% fucked with Allen Iverson like that. To believe that you wouldn't need some crossover, I don't know, it's crazy. No pun intended. Or greater crossover. Okay. Is this the video here? I'm assuming so. It has 19K. Yeah, Kobe was definitely global. Is this the video? Okay.
Somebody needs to explain to me why Tim Duncan is better than Giannis. I need somebody up here, right? Somebody needs to explain to me why Tim Duncan is better than Giannis. I need somebody up here right now.
Run.
We're here. No, we're here. We are here. We're here. We're here.
Yo, your mic
wants to
clipping
go this
again.
direction. I'm clipping. Hold on.
You got to turn down before you turn up, bro.
And I'm backing up. If Ox wants to go here, then let's talk about it.
Okay,
I need somebody to explain to me why Tim Duncan is better than Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Okay.
Go.
So we'll start the conversation.
And don't say 5 championships.
No,
Especially
wait.
you.
Okay, the winning does matter. The winning 100%
So winning
matters.
doesn't matter? What?
No, the
I
winning
didn't
100%.
say it doesn't
Nope.
matter, but I know who his GOAT is, so I don't.
No, the winning 100% matters, but that's not what
I mean, Tim Duncan beat his GOAT in the finals twice.
That's not what I'm standing on. I'm not standing.
And this nigga's GOAT twice. He beat his GOAT twice. So we're gonna keep it all the way 100. Beat him twice. But we'll continue.
I'm not standing on the winning. No, but
Two
winning
different
does
teams,
matter.
by the way.
Winning 100% matters. So let's start the conversation with what I am good at. So at the power forward position, because I played the 5 and I moved to the 4 coming into the NBA. So playing the 4, I'm a better box player. Coming into the NBA, I'm a damn good box player. I'm not the transition player that Giannis is, and I'm not the ball handler that Giannis is, and I think that's one of his main strengths. But with that being one of his main strengths, my main strength is the ability to handle the ball on the box, to be able to get to the bucket on the box, to be able to open pivot on the box, to be able to score on the box, and on top of that, to be able to get to the free throw line, knock down free throws, and make it difficult on your front line. Defensively, I was arguably I think he was the best defensive rebounder in the game during that point. That includes Kevin Garnett. That includes Ben Wallace. I think he was the best defensive rebounder in the game during.
I probably wouldn't say that. I probably wouldn't say he was the best defensive rebounder. But these are all things that I believe are factual. Are all factual. I just want to hear the Giannis argument. And sorry to my Bucks fans out there. I know. But if my hand is going to be forced for us to have real conversations about Giannis, I mean, we are here.
In that time, and I'm not a liability at the end of the game because I can go to the free throw line and I can make free throws.
Hello?
I'm going to tell you this right now. You better tread lightly when it comes to Giannis. I don't care what these idiots are saying. You better be careful.
Okay.
Thank you. And if you don't, we will have issues after this stream. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
I'm trashing this nigga chat.
In addition to that,
what?
In addition to that, Mike,
70% free throw shoots.
100%, which means that I can go to the free throw line and I can make free throws as a 70% free throw shooter. With that, also with that,
rap them. Go back to Tim Duncan. Hold on, let me get the stat sheet out on these niggas. Go ahead, Tia. Hold on.
As I was saying,
be very mindful. We're also comparing Duncan to Giannis. Like, yes, Duncan's free. I wouldn't lean on Duncan's free throw shooting. To be fair, Giannis. Be reminded, we're talking about comparing him to Giannis. I wouldn't lean heavy on Duncan's free throw shooting, but it's definitely better than Giannis, especially in postseason play. In the playoffs, Giannis is 62.5% from the free throw line. So I'll leave that there. I'll leave that there.
With his ability to score in the box, I could also face up and push my game out 15 feet away from the basket. My game was vanilla, but it was complete. It was very effective, and it was at that point unstoppable. I was a very smart basketball player. I didn't pass it as well as Giannis. I'm not going to say that point, but I feel like my attributes, which were being able to get to the free throw line, being able to score in the box, being able to defensive rebound, being able to defensive rebound, being a versatile defender, being able to defend on the perimeter and at the and at the rim, because he 100%. He 100%.
I'm listening.
He 100% was able to guard at the rim. He was 100% was able to guard on the perimeter and recover as a defender.
Oh man, chill says things that makes it very difficult to like get certain shit off. He not guarding on the perimeter, especially if we're going to be critical of Giannis's ability to guard on the perimeter as switchable as he's supposed to be. Duncan was not a perimeter defender. He could probably show and recover in his earlier years, but that's about it. Like he's not a perimeter defender.
I think Giannis was a great recovery defender too. But with that being said, these attributes make me the best power forward in NBA history.
Giannis and Tim Duncan's career free throw percentage is separated by 0.5%.
And again, Giannis.
70% regular season, postseason, 69%. Excuse me. It goes down a point. It goes down one. Okay. Giannis regular season 69%, playoffs 62.5%. And the other issue with Giannis is that a lot of his better free throw shooting seasons are earlier on in his career when he's not getting as many free throws. As soon as he gets to like 9.5 and onwards and it becomes a bigger part of his game, he is 67% from the free throw line later on in his career. Like several more meaningful years of his career, he's a much worse free throw shooter. He's just a worse free throw shooter. Like 62%, 65, 64.5, rounding up. Like he's just worse. And then obviously in the postseason, in 2020, 58%, 58, 67, 45. Like some of these more recent years in Giannis's career, I love Giannis, but Giannis as like a free throw shooter, you have to put into context like what he's been doing and what he looks like. I just keep that in mind.
Did not want to go to the free throw line. That's why
Giannis closed out a series in the Giannis closed out a series in the finals in which he scored 50 and went 15 to 18 from the free throw line. So we can dispel that.
Just said to me in real talk, Jay, I want to make sure that my ears are working because Jay, did this dude not just tell me don't bring up championships? Meanwhile, he's the first one to bring up.
Okay, this is a
him
bad
closing out.
It's a bad argument
in a big man league. During beat and ones, but get to the free throw line while he's gotten fouled. Now I'm beating up on your front line. I'm making it very difficult for your front line. In a big man league during that time, where the big man was prevalent, where the big man was what he was at that time, and now I'm weakening your front line and making my front line stronger because in addition to me getting busy, now my high-low game, because I can pass to David Robinson, makes us even more effective. That doesn't work if I'm not able to get to the free throw line. I think Giannis is a better passer than Duncan. I think
who's
I think
a
he's
better
more
offensive player in general?
I think Duncan is.
Clearly.
I think Duncan is.
I wouldn't say I'm not gonna say clearly. I'm not gonna say clearly. Clearly is crazy. Clearly is crazy. I'm not gonna say clearly. Clearly's too much. I think there's an argument to be said that Duncan is a better offensive player. Clearly is crazy. Clearly is insane.
Clearly. I'm not saying no. Wait a minute, Mars. Relax. I didn't say that. I'm not saying clearly. No, I'm not saying clearly, but I do think Duncan is a
I
better
didn't say
offensive
better
player
scorer.
than Giannis. Yeah,
I didn't say better scorer.
You Chill said Duncan's a better offensive player, and then you ad-libbed clearly. And then I went, clearly? And then Chill said, I'm not saying clearly. And I was like, no, Penn said it. Like, and I followed the conversation. I was laughing at the fact that
of
you
course,
believe
absolutely.
Duncan is clearly a better offensive player than Giannis.
Yo, this PC Ron here.
He helped you. Player in terms of influence. I think adapting your role to fit different lineups should matter in this situation. One of the things I hear about LeBron being so great is how he's been able to mold and shift himself into different roster contexts. Play with stretch bigs, play with roll bigs, play with another star, play without a star, play as a solo star. Okay, well, Tim Duncan has been able to shift himself across positions, across eras. He's been able to play different styles. He's been able to play fast. He's been able to play slow. And frankly, his influence on offense between 2001 and 2007, I think the Spurs were 8 to 9 points per 100 possessions better with him on the court in the playoffs on offense alone. Like, that's pretty significant given the depth of that team and given how good some of those teams were in terms of like overall roster depth. And also, I just think his ability to accommodate other teammates and allow them to shine, like, I'm sorry, he didn't need to dominate possessions and play one way. He could play a million different ways. And I think that sustained him well into his late 30s, where he was able to sort of like scale back his role to almost minimal touches. His screen setting is so far and away better than Giannis's.
He clears it. It's not
like,
even close to Giannis.
The box work and the ability to just give him the ball and his.
Okay, Penn is doing a lot of chatting, but I do think he's making really good points. So one thing that has concerned me about Giannis is like as soon as he has to play another role or try to mesh well with someone else, it does get very shaky for him. And I do think that hurts you in a bigger picture, because when Dame was on the floor with him, bro, like I was actually floored how bad of a screen setter Giannis was. Like, that was just something he's never, like, I was just like, man, like, brother, like you're slipping before the screen even comes. There's no rhythm to you setting a screen and diving. It was all odd. Like I was surprised how bad of a screen setter he was. And I also do believe that his inability to adapt to various other playing styles does hurt him in the offensive conversation. So I believe all these things are valid. I don't think that it makes it that he's clearly better than him offensively. But I think all these things are very, very valid. I do think that Duncan's ability to adapt and grow, and his ability to hit a jump shot, elbow jumper, be a post scorer, regardless of his low block at the elbow, be a bit of a hub as like Parker and Ginobili roam around him or they circle around him and he does DHOs. Like, all those things are aspects to an offense that you would need in terms of flexibility to allow your team to continue to have a degree of success that they did over the course of the extended period of time. Because if Duncan wasn't capable of doing those things, I genuinely don't know how they would have functioned offensively as he slowed down and got worse on the offensive side of the floor and not being able to hold his own. So I think all of those things are great. I think all those things are really, really good aspects. I don't think that it's a massive gap though.
Ability to hit jumpers, like Giannis, like y'all were glazing Giannis for being able to hit mid-range jump shots. Tim Duncan came out of college being able to do that. Like, there's an overall level of polish. Okay, there's an overall level to polish to Tim Duncan, and because he sacrificed stats and because he didn't put up 50 and 20, that's why he won. He won because his offenses were not predictable, because they didn't just continuously force feed him over and over and over.
Jesus. No, early on in his career, that's literally what they did. That's actually part of the reason why I view Duncan far greater than a lot of people. They're what? They're not talking about me on Speakeasy. I don't even think they're live right now. So, they are live.
Back. I'm taking Brady for sure.
Okay.
You're lying. He's lying. I just heard they're taking Brady. Yeah, you're lying. All right, we continue.
Like, I'm sorry, Tim Duncan is clearly better.
Offenses weren't predictable.
They won because of the defense, but that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
number one.
which
number
with
two,
their best
number
defensive
two,
player being Tim
no.
Duncan. by the way.
What we're not going to do is try to quasi give Duncan credit for no longer being the best offensive player on his team, because that's what's happening. As the years went along, we just sat up here. You out of your own mouth 5 minutes ago just was saying Manu might have been the best player on the team. That wasn't it. It wouldn't be because of his.
I said Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili. You see that little drop there? That little drop.
Did you not say he might have been the best player on the team 5 minutes ago?
I said in some games they put the ball in his hands, and I said in some games he was their best player.
Either way. Thank you. It's not because of his defense.
That's defense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Even saying this, that's acknowledging Manu Ginobili's offense is why it's here.
Manu Ginobili was
a really good defender. We're not arguing that.
Was a very good defender.
It's because of offense.
He was the best.
Believe it or not, the Spurs' offense was actually better when Duncan was on the court without Manu than when Manu was without Duncan. Do you not?
Okay, I don't know what Penn is saying. I wouldn't go as far as whatever Penn may have been saying. The argument, however, and this is a thing for me at bare minimum, the argument that Tim Duncan gets slighted because he had Manu Ginobili on the roster, and that's just no slight to Manu, great player. I find it odd that niggas will gas Manu to the degree that we're now saying, how dare this nigga as a big has a competent ball handler, passer, playmaker, shooter, and scorer. How dare this nigga ever receives that at any point in his career, despite the fact that literally every big receives that throughout their career. Duncan receives it to the degree of Manu Ginobili, and now all of a sudden that's way too much. Okay. Oh, wait, they did talk about you on Speak Easily. Someone sent a super chat about you. Oh, man. How far ago was this, though?
He said, not on us.
Hate
you.
I
know that.
So essentially, the guy gets on and he's like, Ajo said this about the channel and how he formed.
Oh, it wasn't that hard to find, actually. Okay, so let's Jesus Christ. I actually did not want to do this. Y'all niggas is so bored. All right, so let's
formed it, but yeah, somebody sent me the video today.
Somebody made a 30-minute video.
Hate you, something random. Quote, the lowlights spent time out of his life for a 30-minute vid to shit talk to Speak Easy.
Wait,
if
really?
that don't speak volumes, we love the ops. Yeah, somebody sent me the video today.
Somebody made a 30-minute video hating on Speak Easy?
On you specifically talking about.
He said, not on us. Hate you. Hey, what were they talking about?
So essentially, the guy gets on and he's like, Ajo said this about the channel and how he formed it, but he really didn't. He needs to give credit to. When the dude sent it to me, I think it was at like 18,000. He's got like 100,000 subscribers on his channel.
When has Ajo ever said he built the platform from scratch?
He never said that.
He never.
Tell him to get his views up, my nigga. And y'all be wondering why I crash out. Tell him to get his views up. Tell him to get his views up. I just want to tell him to get his views up. I want everybody to understand, whenever that video had to have been created, brother, on right now, it's at 81,000. Tell him to get his views up. There's not a video on this channel that has not been under 100,000 in 3 fucking weeks. Tell him to get his views up. My nigga, it takes you over 130 pieces of long-form content to get to 8 million views. And even then, my nigga, your watch time is trash because niggas either don't watch or you botting views. Also, just as a sidebar, 18,000. I just want people to understand. Emmanuel Acho, right now, the video that you made about it is at 19,000, my nigga. 18, 20, 12, 66, 21, 68, 57, 42. Nigga, this right here, the LeBron video might be the first video that cracks over 100,000 in how many uploads? There's the one where you talked about Ryan Clark. So that would be 2. I'll round this up for you. That would be 3. Okay. Okay, there's 4. And this is you talking about somebody else's relationship that you're not even knowledgeable about what's going on. And I think outside of there's 5. One of the other times you hit over 100,000 is when you rushed to talk about allegations that, again, you had no idea what you're talking about. For people out there who are arguing why a nigga is sitting here talking about why niggas want to sit here and clap back at Emmanuel Acho, it's not really a clap back. And quite frankly, if you watch the video, which clearly you didn't, even in a video, I'm giving you credit to what you were building or what you supposedly built. Even in the video, I'm like, oh, it's great that you put your people on. It's great that you employed them. Your response to me is that get my views up when on a per view video, I get more views than you, my nigga. And I didn't have to inherit a channel. I didn't have to be put on third base. I didn't have to fuck my way to the top. But you're telling me to get my views up. Fascinating. Again, this is be honest with you, brother. This is not it, brother. This is not it. Not it at all.
Never said that.
I like being hated.
Honestly. People are just mad at you for making a good business decision. And then you remember there's a lot of people that are never going to be successful.
Yeah, I saw like Asante Samuel Kane. Yeah, people are weird, bro. Yeah. Anyway, stocks by...
I want to be very clear. These are the same niggas who are sitting behind somebody right now who ran on the internet to make a video about an allegation that this man knew nothing about. And they do not find that weird. But somebody just positioning the question, hey, a channel that you are bragging about, where did that come from? That's odd. This nigga runs on and says some of the most ridiculous things about other people's actual lives, and you don't find that odd. None of y'all find that odd. Okay. That's very weird. Also, I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt, but respectfully, to this nigga right here talking about, hold on.
Yeah, I saw like honestly. People are just mad at you for making a good business decision. And then you remember there's a lot of people that are never going to be successful.
Yeah, I saw like Asante Samuel Kane. Yeah.
Niggas talking about niggas will never be successful. Brother, you openly admitted that you attempted to do a YouTube channel and it's stuck at 60,000 with no monetization, my nigga. What the fuck are you talking? What are any of you niggas talking about? What are you niggas talking about, bro? You are a failed YouTuber who has been hopping on other people's platforms and still has not made anything pop on your own. The nigga that's on your left that has employed you copped a fucking channel that somebody else built. As a sidebar, the nigga that built the actual channel, you also send shots to this nigga damn near every other day when you get the opportunity in Shannon Sharp. When effectively they gifted you the fucking channel. Respectfully, brother. Even in the video, which is so odd to me, there really and truly wasn't that much hate in the video. You're just putting questions out there because instead of you ignoring somebody who said something very ignorant and dumb, instead of you just ignoring that, you decided to flex numbers. The biggest one you didn't obtain, and another one is pretty low for someone who has 8 million views. 8 million. But again, Emmanuel Acho coming out of his mouth saying, get your views up. Laughable. Coming from a nigga that y'all upload over, like literally over 100 pieces of long form content, my nigga. Over 100 pieces of long form content. Over 100. Also, as a sidebar, I didn't even notice until other people put in the chat, y'all don't even really pull these numbers live. Y'all don't actually normally pull. Y'all don't actually pull 5,000 concurrent. You don't even normally pull that. You're pulling that right now because Shannon and them are on a break right now. From what I heard, y'all niggas normally pull 2,000 to 3,000. That shit, I pull more than that, my nigga. What are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about, bro? What are you, matter of fact, you don't know what you're talking about. And as I said before, and I'm going to continue to say, most of you niggas do not know what you're talking about. You don't know. You don't. And to a degree, I understand. The more and more I do this, the more and more I understand, I comprehend where a lot of people come from when they look at people like me and say, why are you talking about sports? I get it. Because I look at a lot of you niggas and saying, why are y'all niggas even talking about content? Shut the fuck up. You're not a content creator, my nigga. You're a nigga who sits in front of a camera and other people create the content. They chop it up, they get the edits, they make the thumbnails, they make the titles. You're so this nigga, you're so not a content creator. You didn't even know how to accurately and properly delete fucking videos on the back end. This dumbass don't even know how to delete fucking videos. This nigga talking about, oh man, it took so long to hit shift and down and delete and shift and down and delete. Brother, I just want everybody to know. I want everybody to understand how easy it is to delete videos because the nigga is so a content creator. The nigga creates so little content. Brother, you can just click this button. You can go to click this button here and it will literally click all of them. And then you can just go to more actions and you can go to delete forever. That's all you have to do. My nigga, you are so disconnected from creating content and understanding anything that goes on the back end when it comes to creating content, you don't even know how to delete fucking videos, my nigga. You don't even know how to delete fucking videos. Wow. Man, that's fascinating. Get my views up. Whew, boy, coming from a nigga that mass uploads content that is stuck at damn near 20K every day you upload, my nigga. Man, get my views up. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. And you know what's so funny, chat? You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny? If I were to actually add, especially because if we're just talking about volume, if I were to actually add my viewership from lowlights and the low posts, nigga, the gap between you and I from a viewership standpoint is much closer than what you would probably actually like to believe. And I still don't upload nowhere near to the amount of content that you actually upload. But if I were to combine both of the channels and still have a lower upload rate on two different channels, nigga, the viewership is much closer than what you would probably like to admit. Much closer than what you actually think it is. So telling me to get my views up, nigga, if I dropped a video today and it hit 20K, it would be a crisis over here. You drop a video and hit 20K, that's a normal upload for you. 2025 is a normal upload for you. I don't know what world you live in, my nigga. You are volume shooting over there. And every now and then you hit a bank shot. But you are bragging about volume shooting numbers on a low effort channel and still is barely getting over 8 million. And truth be told, I actually wonder something. We can't because you bought the channel. So you didn't buy the channel, excuse me. You inherited the channel. So we can't even go to your social blade to figure out if this is actually we can't even like gauge your viewership numbers. I wouldn't be surprised if yeah, all your analytics are completely fucked on all your viewership is fucked up on Social Blade because you end up copying the channel from somebody else. So I can't even like gauge it accurately. Yeah, I can't even gauge it accurately. Fuck, bro. It is tough. That is tough. I guess welcome to. Also, this is the last thing I want to say this as well before we go back to the other video. I just find it odd, very odd, that you can run in front of a camera and talk about another man's allegation. How you are quick to comment on everything else, which is cool. And when you do that and you have an opinion about what other people are doing in their actual real lives, you consider that content. Cool. None of us did not hop out the window and make you post a picture of your analytics. You decided to do that. And as soon as you decided to do that, niggas question these numbers that you were posting on your own volition, and now we're haters. Niggas who get so sensitive about shit that people have to say about them, but literally make a living about saying shit about other people, I will never understand it. Especially when the shit that they're saying is either ill-informed or invalid, or the things that other people are asking are really not even that crazy. Especially because regardless if you bought it or not, everyone knew that you did not, like the channel, the subscriber count that you were showing, we know. But brother, the reason why somebody came to your channel and told you about my video is because the video that I uploaded got more views than your video. There's going to be more people who will watch my video on that segment than they will watch on yours. Let's just call a spade a spade. There's more people going to watch more of my content about you effectively responding to me than the other way around. But the irony of you saying 18K, get your views up, when the video that is in question is at 19K is crazy, my nigga. That is crazy. That's crazy. That's actually insanity. You telling a nigga to get his views up when somebody told you it was at 18K. Crazy. Also, let me just double check this real quick. I want to make sure, because this nigga's definitely feeling himself. Let me make sure I get the numbers correct. Hold on, chat. Let me make sure I get the numbers correct. Analytics, viewership. Emmanuel Acho, that video did 18K in, hold on. That video did 18K in an hour and some change, an hour and 20 minutes. That video did 18K in an hour and 20 minutes. Your video did 19K in 19 hours. What it takes you to do in a day, I do in an hour or two. Brother, we are not in this. We're not even remotely close to the same, bro. Not even remotely close. Again, if I uploaded a video and for 24 hours, it got 20,000 views, it would be a problem. For you, that is like an okay video. What you are considering some of your best videos that you're going to upload for the week, like when a video for you hits 100,000 and like that's a good night for you, that's my average. A good night, a good upload for you. Maybe you don't notice. A 2 out of 10 for you. A 1 out of 10. Like the best video you upload in the last 10 uploads. A 1 out of 10, a 2 out of 10 for you would be a 5 out of 10 for me. Mr. YouTuber, Mr. Content Creator. Your best is literally would be my average. So just keep all that in mind. Keep that in mind, brother. Keep that in mind. Congrats on all the success that Shannon aided you through as you send shots to Shannon's way. But nigga, the video before this got 18K. Nigga telling me to get my views up when he has videos on the channel that has 18K in 18 hours is crazy. Like genuinely speaking, crazy. Like this video right here, this is like a 1 out of 10 for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. This Braun video is going to be a 1 out of 10 for him. This is a 1 out of 10. This is the best video he's uploaded from a viewership standpoint in the last 10 days. If I had 85,000 views in 18 hours on Lowlights, I want y'all to understand this. I just want y'all to understand this, bro. If I had 85,000 views in 18 hours. Oh man, I don't think I can show it. These numbers is kind of crazy. If it would actually be a 10 out of 10 for me. It would be a 10 out of 10 for me. Your 1 out of 10 would be a 10 out of 10 for me on Lowlights. Your best video would literally be my worst video. Damn, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Oh man, that's tough, brother. I ain't gonna lie. Your best video would actually be my worst video. That's tough. And I didn't have to be handed a channel with 2.6 million. I actually built mine. So when I say I formed a channel or a show, I can actually mean that in any other facet imaginable. When I say I've built something without having to rely on people to come that I interview, you know, because that was your other shtick, that you just interviewed a bunch of people. And that's the biggest reason why you got a bunch of viewership, because you interviewed interesting people. Respectfully, that's just to let you know. I know you're bragging about that one channel that hit 600,000 5-6 years ago. Congrats. We were waiting for you to do that same magic on this channel, but you know, can't do it when Lil Wayne doesn't sit down with you, or Oprah, maybe your talent manager can't find you the talent anymore that would generate that much buzz and interest. Real hard for Acho and friends to get millions of views. Really hard. Tough. But hey, man, congrats on all the success Shannon Sharp provided to you. Congrats, brother. Congrats. I do want to go back to this Tim Duncan thing though. Hold on.
It's their defense that actually went up with Duncan in 2007. I was specifically talking about 2007.
Okay,
do not go there, okay?
I was just because I know that's not true.
Pin, you see what you started? Pin, you see what you did?
Yeah, you know what I did?
Are you happy?
I turned.
Are you proud of yourself?
Absolutely. Yeah. I turned a stupid topic into a great topic.
This.
Look at the chat.
Do you see what you did?
I think Giannis's game is not going to age as well as Tim Duncan's.
We get. You know what?
I mean, it's already been.
I have an announcement. I have an announcement that might make you happy. Maybe it make you happy. Maybe it'll make you ban me off the show.
That was 08 Tim Duncan. Giannis is better than him.
Clears. Not even.
Giannis is better than 08 Tim Duncan. Giannis's game is already aging better than Duncan's did. Already.
So and again, Tim Duncan, to your point, Mars, in 08, what was going on with him?
Year 13
I ain't ask you that, Mars. What I'm asking you, Mars, is Tim Duncan in 2008. You told me, you specifically told me, 'cause I think that's year 11 for him. that he was starting to do
10,
what?
11, yeah, something like that.
Yes. So at that point, he was starting to go
Falling
this
off.
way.
He was
starting to go
declining.
this way. So Giannis, and so which would mean that at that point, Duncan, who still is in his prime, but he's going the other way. Giannis, on the other hand, is still in his prime. So how many more years does Giannis have? I still think this is peak Giannis, if I'm being honest with you. But that's neither here nor there. At age 31. Duncan, on the other hand, when he's later on in his career, because he didn't rely on the flight and athleticism like Giannis does, his game aged better because he was able, to Penn's point, to be able to do some more of the other stuff as opposed to being this guy getting up and down the floor and just running in, not just running and dunking, but being reliant.
A demand for him to be the outright best player on his teams as he got older. That is not the case for Giannis. This adaptation argument that is being used for Tim Duncan, number one, Giannis has played with an assortment of different roster constructions. That's number one. And
he wasn't that successful in those. This is another reason why I cannot and will not and shall not, to be quite frank with you. And I love Giannis, but the different assortment of players always, and I do mean always, crumbled in the postseason until they got better offensive pieces around him. And again, I fuck with Giannis heavily. I really, really do. But brother, and I say this for every player in the last like 5 to 7 years. My nigga, if there is one player on the court, or maybe two, that cannot shoot, and your offensive ability falls off a cliff damn near every single postseason run, especially in series where the opposing team has the personnel to defend you, I can't even functionally give you credit for you being that versatile of a player, because when it came to you and Dame, what we thought we were going to see, especially offensively, never really materialized. And before you got Jrue Holiday with Eric Bledsoe, nigga, damn near every single postseason run, there was a series where you were nowhere near remotely close to yourself because Eric Bledsoe was on the floor. That alone was enough. That alone. If we're being honest with ourselves, the way in which you have to functionally maximize a team with Giannis, not even maximize, functionally piece together a team with Giannis that would justify not only a lot of regular season success and Giannis putting up really great numbers, but a lot of that translating over to postseason. It is a very uniquely structured roster that would have to be pieced together that is evidence that Tim Duncan doesn't need that caliber of talent for his impact to translate over from regular season to post, especially from an individual standpoint. Tim Duncan did not need the same level of floor spacing that Giannis needs for him to be the offensive player that he was, albeit debatably not as good as Giannis. But if the only way that I can get that production from Giannis is if I have 3 other floor spacers on the team all hitting threes at a certain clip so they can then be defended a certain type of way just for me to get Giannis to be a certain type of player, nigga, Duncan did not have that in the first 7-8 years of his career. He just didn't have that. So throughout the better years of Duncan's career, he was able to functionally produce at a certain level without having the same offensive makeup pieced around him. And so then, logically, and this isn't just a Duncan thing. I think this goes for a lot of players in the 2000s, and why it's really hard for me to just, by default, say players are, I didn't see the Dame tweet. Somebody put that in the chat. It is really hard for many people. To be fair, Giannis would kill for Manu right now. Yeah, I agree. And I think the version of Manu that you all referring to, Duncan would have killed for in his first 7 years. Duncan would have killed for it. Killed for in his first 7 years. Avery Johnson was the point guard, a ball handler, bringing the ball up. His second scoring option was David Robinson, who at that point in time was far, and I do mean far past who he was supposed to be. Those were the teammates surrounding him. So, yes, I do think that There is a caliber of player and team and personnel that is necessary to put around Giannis for him to consistently produce at certain levels. That wasn't the case for Duncan. And if anything, Duncan did it while being on rosters that were not that advantageous to the type of player that he could or should have been. They just weren't. Somebody talking about the 2022 Celtics series, where I do think, if I'm not mistaken, is Giannis from a points, rebounds, and assists standpoint, fantastic. 34 points, 14, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, and Jrue Holiday can't hit a three. Pat Connaughton, Pat Connaughton hitting his threes, and that's really it, because these niggas not really attempting that many threes at all. So Pat Connaughton is really the only 3-point shooter, and shout out to Giannis. I remember this now because Chris Middleton was hurt, and that was actually probably the biggest reason why they end up losing this series. Brother, 45% from the field though is just, I mean, it's crazy, bro. That is insane. The scoring numbers are ridiculous. He ramped up the volume when he needed to. I think this is a really great series still, and obviously the way in which he's being defended made things far more difficult. I don't even think there's a bad series for Giannis. But I mean, as you all can see, there's several games in this series where it didn't translate as often as it should have. The more and more I look at this, the more I realize, like, Giannis had like a really good 3 to 4 game stretch, but then he had like 2 games where it was just bad. And then in that game 7, and I'll be fair, I'll be honest with you, there were also like moments in Duncan's career where similar things would occur, where they needed him to kind of ramp up a little bit more. They end up, even though Manu ended up fouling Dirk, that sent them into overtime in 06. If I'm not, 06. Duncan still went in OT and shot like 1 for 7 in OT. Like, Duncan has like really, 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 really bad, really bad games. So I don't want to make it seem like he doesn't. But brother, like, these games for Giannis, these stretches for Giannis, especially from a series perspective, they happen a little bit more often than I think people realize. First and foremost, in terms of postseason play, after winning the championship in 21, he played 12 games in 22, 3 games in 23, none in 24, 5 in 25. And in the 25 series, he went up against a Pacers team that doesn't really have the physical personnel to really slow him down, so he went fucking crazy. Great series for Giannis. But almost every time when Giannis matched up against like the Miami Heat, for example, it would just happen damn near every single time. He went up against Miami, 45% from the field, 23.5% from 23.5 points, 15 rebounds, great, 8 assists, but 45%. Oh, my bad, I'm covering it. 45% from the field, like that's crazy. Hello?
We get it. Let's go. Move on.
Okay. I want to say he did it again in like another series as well. Oh yeah, in 2020 he did it against Miami again. $22 points. He saw the 22 points. And also I think that Giannis at his, what I would consider, I think most people would consider his peak. I think he's like, the talent surrounding him overlaps basically at the exact same time. Whereas Duncan, his peak, he's like having to carry like just worse rosters. He's having to carry worse rosters in a conference that this nigga speaks highly of. And again, his second best offensive player is David Robinson, bro. I want y'all to and after this, really, we can wrap up the video too. I want you all to like really, really understand some of these names that's on the team with this nigga. David Robinson. I want you all to like, do y'all see? In 98, David Robinson is shooting 42.5% from the field in the postseason. 48 the next year. 37 the year in which he was by himself and he had to lead it because Duncan got hurt. 47 and 47. Like that was his best. Those are his best. That's his best second option. This year is 19, 15 the year that they end up winning a championship, 23 because that was again the year where Duncan got hurt. But then it's like 16. To be fair, slower pace era. You know what I'm saying? Like these numbers are not going to be that gaudy. But like, bro, like if you need, like there's certain games in these stretches where if you like stop and look at it, you'd be like, nigga, how the fuck is that even like possible that you're shooting that bad from the field? Like in the Lakers series when he played, my nigga, outside of one game, the rest of them he shot below 40% from the field. Brother, he had a game where he took 16 shot attempts, 3 trips to the free throw line, and only scored 12 points. Like that is if Giannis ran around with talent like that around him, bro, everybody be losing their mind. LOL, motherfuckers don't want Dame to tell it. Be thankful I ain't running my mouth like these other suckers carry on. Davion doing what Dame wouldn't even do. Interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. Love Giannis. Love his game. Love who he is as a player. I just think it's really hard. Oh yeah, these are the other players that I was going to reference. Sean Elliott, one of the better quote unquote floor spacers surrounding Duncan throughout this stretch of years. 97 through 2001, let's just say 36% from behind the arc, was also treated like an actual shooting threat. So I'll give him that. We then go to the playoffs, and from 96 to 01, well, 96, Duncan wasn't there. So in the run that they actually won a championship, 40%. He didn't play though in 98. 2000 he was there, but that was with David Robinson by himself, and in 01 was his last year. So we're basically talking about 2 postseason runs with Sean Elliott. Okay, so there's that. Jaren Jackson, yes, Triple J's father. He plays 99, 2000, 01. And in the postseason, in the run they had where they won 36% from behind the arc, that is great. He only plays 2 games the following year, and the year before that, he played 9. He started 8 of the 9 games, shot 30% from behind the arc. Okay, and again after that, it is done. It is literally done. He plays 2 postseason runs with Tim Duncan. Okay. Avery Johnson and Mario Elie were the other 2 that a lot of people bring up. Avery Johnson, who I actually think was solid for what he was providing, non-floor spacer because he didn't shoot threes, just a ball handler. Let me say that back. He might have been a floor spacer. Let me double check the long twos because he could have been a floor spacer. So let me double check because I do remember him hitting some long twos. So I want to be fair. So yeah, in 99, 50% of his long twos, and that's where a majority of his shots are coming from. So to be fair, 45% of his shots are coming from long twos. He's hitting 50% of them in the postseason, to be fair. In 2001, which is when he's no longer on the team, not so much. Just so you all can see. Nigga is not a floor spacer except for one postseason run. Mario Elie, another name, plays 1 postseason run with Duncan. 3-point shooter. Yeah, there you go. The 3-point shooter that is Mario Elie shoots 27% from behind the arc. The 1 year he actually plays with Duncan in the postseason. I promise you, if Giannis was playing with that caliber of talent around him, I do not believe that he would go on to win a championship. I do not believe it. I do not believe that if Giannis was asked to carry those type of personnel on his roster, especially offensively, I do not believe it would have translated the way that it did. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Please show 05. Tim Duncan or the personnel? Do you think KG would have been the GOAT if his coach told him to take a step back on his shot? No, I don't think so. No. To be fair, you could say it about a lot of players, even players that Giannis played with himself, even LeBron shooters, Bron becoming non-threats once they joined the team. Yeah, you could say that, and I'm not saying you can't without saying that, because Drew, once he got to the team, that brother, yeah. I don't think in the early stages of Tim Duncan's career, not even think, it's just a fact. Tim Duncan did not play with a Chris Middleton caliber of offensive player until really Manu Ginobili arrives. And by the time Manu arrives, it's like 05, I would say 05, like when like you can definitely give credit to like Manu as the type of offensive player that you would want around Duncan, and he helped him out immensely to the point where Duncan can play at certain levels and they can still win because of like the caliber of player that Manu was during that in particular that postseason run. Because in that postseason run, Manu's 21 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting splits of 51, 43, 80, like great shooting splits. But like I think that's when I think that's when I think that's when everything kind of pieced together. And yeah, 05 isn't like the greatest year for Duncan. If I'm not mistaken, though, a lot of that in the postseason run, though. Am I tripping, or is that not like a lot of that isn't because of how bad he was in the finals? Or am I just wrong? Let me double check. Oh, he was bad in Denver, too. Yeah, he was bad in Denver. I'm looking at it right now. He had like 2 terrible games in Denver, 3 bad games in Seattle. Phoenix wasn't that bad, but Phoenix is a terrible offensive it's a terrible a terrible defensive team. He says so 05 isn't the greatest for Duncan. But I do think like that is the first time in Duncan's career in 05 where he was able to like get quality help from Manu or another offensive player. And even then, if we're being honest with ourselves, bro, it's not like Manu was providing that level of play like every single year. Manu has like years where, and to be fair, not like Chris Middleton was providing the same caliber of play either. So I want to be fair to everybody. But as you all can see, bro, we can go to the next. In 09, Manu gets hurt, he doesn't play. He goes back on the bench in 07. I think he was good for like 1 or 2 games in the finals. The other series is kind of up and down. But like as you all can see, and what most people consider like the remainder of Duncan's prime, like really good years, like it can go up and down. Like in 2010, and I want to say in one of these years they no, in 09 is where they rushed Duncan to come back, and Manu just got hurt and he just didn't play at all. In 2010, like it's not like Manu was doing anything crazy at all. I think 05 and parts of 07. I got to go back and rewatch 2006. I got to go back and watch 06. Who they play up against? How good did Manu play in that King series? Seemed like he was solid. Seemed like he was. This is good. This is a good. This is a good. Good. I think that's a good one right there. I know Duncan was amazing in this series. Yeah, Duncan was amazing in this series. Yeah, this nigga Duncan was fucking crazy in that series. Yeah. Was it 2011? I might be getting my years wrong. One of the years when they got knocked out in the first round, both Manu and Duncan got hurt, and then they rushed them both back to kind of get back on. So yeah. All right, chat. We did what we were supposed to do. We got 2 really good videos out of this stream. May even have to do a speakeasy and upload both of them tomorrow. May have to do a speakeasy and upload 2 videos tomorrow, man. Multiple videos in one day. Gotta get the viewership up. Gots to get the viewership up. You think the video pulling 18K? I don't know. I don't know if my video gonna get hit 18K. I don't know. I don't know if my video. I hope it gets. Man, I don't know. 136 videos this month. Man, gots to do it like Speakeasy, man. I gots to do it like Speakeasy, man. Shit, man. You think the watch time finna be good? I don't know, bro. Shit. I don't know. I don't know if my I don't know, bro. I don't know what my analytics gonna look like, bro. Watch time might be down. I mean, shit. Is also the people out there were saying like, yo, the watch time seems pretty fine. Yeah, a lot of y'all like people were sitting here acting as if like the only thing they upload is videos, brother. They stream 4 to 5 times a week, 2-hour streams. I don't know.
Started the channel.
I don't know what world we live in where that right there would be good watch time. But again, I know that most people are not aware of what exactly is going on. So this watch time right now, I want to say is around 49%. So hopefully, yeah, I hope. I don't know. We'll see. Man. What's funny is that the YouTube algorithm doesn't like content spammers. Is some videos tank because your viewers don't watch 4 minutes, I'm saying, then it's bad. It's bad for the algorithm. Yeah. You know, a YouTuber would know that. Emmanuel Acho, who's built a channel one time, you would assume that he would know that. Emmanuel Acho, who has, you know, really and truly been able to like piece things together. I would hope he knows about watch time. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But we'll see. Any updates on the jersey? If you're asking for the jersey back here, I'm not putting up the jersey until I move to a new spot because we'll be doing that like soon. If some people are telling me that they got their jerseys, some people are still saying they haven't. If you haven't got your jerseys, it's simply because we have to like put them in and a wave because they keep denying us. So some people, I think a lot of people have actually already gotten them. If you still haven't gotten them, unfortunately, you're going to have to get it like on the next wave that we're uploading. So yeah, you haven't gotten a response yet, and I'll hit you up in the whispers. We did get the house. We potentially will get the keys to either tomorrow or Friday. Not gonna lie, D1 Troll, I'm really this close to doing the gift card method. gift card method might just be the best way to do it. I want to be able to like actually say I gave you all a jersey, but gift card method, especially like moving forward, may seem like the best way. All right, bet. Thanks, Lorenz. Thanks. Wait, bro, next time y'all should try an email, whatever email support, so y'all can place a big order. Not only y'all should try to email whatever email support. Not only have we tried to like contact support and email support, I think y'all know like I had a Fanatics ad read, and so the people who I work with to give me the ad reads, I even asked them like, yo, can y'all tell them to like either like work something behind the scenes or at least try to get us with some type of like deal to where I'll do some ad reads for them and they fulfill some of these spots, like these jerseys. And Fanatics is just like a massive company. So like they said they were trying to. Yeah, I might watch some MJ highlights. I might watch an MJ highlight. Not highlights, games. I want to watch games. I don't want to watch highlights. Try to. Yeah, gift cards might be it. McCants W or L. Looking like an L, man. When we gonna get the game show? I want to be able. I was trying to do that this week. I didn't know that we were going to get the keys this early, bro. We are dead ass about to move out the house. We're gonna start moving out the house over the weekend. So like we're gonna be moving like soon. Like earlier today, Raquel was already packing. We got somebody here to help us pack and stuff like that. Like the kitchen and the living room area is already packed up. The next thing that needs to be packed is like upstairs and probably like some of the videos that y'all are gonna watch throughout the rest of this week. Some of this stuff is gonna be packed up as well. Like the very last thing that'll probably get packed up is like all this stuff in front of me. Open Cheek said you need help moving. I'll be in Atlanta this weekend. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be definitely tedious, but I will say this: how we got everything situated, how we got everything situated with the rooms and stuff like that. The room that I have now is actually the biggest room I've ever had. It's the biggest room I've ever had. So I'll be able to just kind of like do more with the room, and it's things that I want to be able to do. Are we going to get any more podcast appearances? I think Mars just hit me up to do something. I don't think I can talk about it, but I do have something in the works for I want to say in the middle of August. It's not really a podcast though. No, I don't know. Somebody's giving me the opportunity to kind of do a podcast. We got to figure it out. But we'll see. But I wouldn't mind hopping on somebody else's podcast. I think I don't know why. I don't think I really even present myself as somebody that is like abrasive to ask. If you just ask me, especially if I fuck with you or like it's a really good podcast, I would normally say yes. You know what I'm saying? Update on the social commentary channel. We're just gonna do that when we when after we move. There's a couple of things that I wanted to create. There's a couple of videos I wanted to record, but it was like there's been so much stuff going on between us having to like leave the house randomly and wake up early and just do a bunch of things. Also, especially because there's only like 500 of you all in here. Yeah, Raquel, we got Raquel the car. So we got Raquel the Porsche. If y'all were in Raquel doesn't know this, you probably listen to it now. If y'all were in Discord, I was already telling y'all that I was gonna do that for Raquel, and she had no idea that I was doing it. So yeah. So yeah, so she didn't know it was a legit surprise. If you saw the video, it was a legit surprise. So, as always, I appreciate you all. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. As always, I appreciate y'all changing my life and making sure that I can hit I think she still has it on Twitter. I think y'all is always for do you play video games? I don't play video games no more, bro. When I was younger, I used to play like a lot of video games. I used to play like a lot, and I do mean like a lot of video games. But I just don't play no more. Yeah, I just don't play no more. You deserve Team Mandem. I don't know what you deserve it. I'm assuming you deserve it. Mandem W. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, KB. I don't know. All right, man. We'll see y'all later, man.